listen, I'm no stranger to people taking a while to get back to me, but when they get back to me, they're like, it took me like 9 business days, but also I don't know what's going on. And that's the part that kills me. It's like if they got back to me and they're like, so sorry for not getting back to you. Here's exactly the information you need. I'd be like, that's amazing. You're my best friend. But instead, they're like, I'm not sorry for not getting back to you and screw the horse you rode in on. And I'm like, I didn't ride in on a horse and I hate you. Like, that's basically where we're at. Also, ahoy, landlubbers, it's me, your Captain Vasco. Welcome formally to the stream. That seemed like a great place to. I'll cut that somewhere so it makes no sense to anyone who didn't just. Anyone who wasn't here previously, I guess. I love the swashbuckling Eevee. This Eevee came from my sister years ago. It was a Christmas present. She got it. This one must have come from one of her earlier Japan trips because it has like a real tag on it and not one of the like garbage, gigantic US Pokemon Center tags that I absolutely hate. That is on like 40% of all the plush I own now. I bought a lot of Pokemon plush last year. And for those who don't know, 2026 is the year of plush on the Pokemon Center. And I think I did have an audible negative reaction to that on stream at some point that I don't know if people registered, but I was like, oh man, we just finished the year of Eevee, and I was like, maybe we could chill out for a minute. And they're like, got you so good. And I was like, I guess you did. There's something that came out this week I got my eye on, but I'm gonna be responsible and only get it when I know I can use it. I'm not gonna bore you with that story because it's not interesting. The year of no money for Vasco. I mean, I spent so much money on Pokemon plush last year. I was like, maybe I could spend money on something else. And they were like, we decided that isn't it. That's not true. What is it? The thing I'm excited about is probably not interesting to anyone else, but they released a set of 3 like display plush bags. One is themed after the Alolan region's Lily. It's like a duffel bag with like a clear side that you can put plush in. One has a Pikachu theme. It just kind of looks like a Pikachu. It's got ears and like the markings and stuff, but it has like a clear display window you can put plush in. And then the one I'm excited about is it's like a little bag that just looks like a small Pokemon Center, has a display window on it. But the Pikachu one and the one that looks like a little Pokemon Center also have like a little dangle attachment thing you can use to put like, it looks like it basically holds like 2 sitting cuties. And it's like needlessly expensive, but it looks really cute and it makes me happy. And the nice bookshelves that I got for my living room that my mom graciously spent like a whole entire day last week assembling with me. We did the first one last week. I got one more to do, but apparently, and I didn't know this when I bought it, it just like comes with like some hooks for one side, and it's like, hey, you know what that's great for? Dangling a display window bag to show off some Pokemon plush in the middle of the room without taking up any actual space. So like it just seems like it perfectly fills a need that I have. Strong use of air quotes. And so I was like really excited about it, but it's like basically $50, and I'm like, it's probably not actually worth $50. So let me make sure that I like build the other bookcase that will have the hooks on it, because at least as the instructions say, and I haven't taken a close look at it since I made this discovery, but like I think they're only supposed to go on one side, and like the first bookshelf was going to go in a corner where like the hook would like just scrape the wall, and it's like, I'm not going to install that because I don't want to scrape the wall. But assuming that I build the other one in a timely fashion, that one can go in the other corner where the hooks can freely hold a Pokemon Center bag that will probably have like, I don't know, like a Jigglypuff and some kind of ghost in it or something. I don't know. You can see you got 3 new Pathfinder Second Edition books today. That is exciting. Hey, it's the weekend, and today it sucks to be an American or have literacy on the internet today. Who wants to talk about anything cool going on in their lives? I'll offer one. I mean, Catane sort of started. I was also just saying some nonsense. That doesn't really contribute. It will surprise no one that I went to Dairy Queen today. I went with my mom. Hi, Mom. And I tried the I think it technically came out in December some places. We didn't see it locally here until January, but there was a new seasonal blizzard called, what is it called? Snow Rush or something. It's like marshmallow and cake batter and Oreos blended with ice cream, and it has like blue food coloring to look like snow slush or something. Um, I'm not a huge marshmallow fan, but I was like, I don't know, it just looks really neat. I want to try it, and I did, and it's pretty good. It had a fun quality where like the flavor of the marshmallow and the cake batter sort of merged into something that wasn't quite either of the other two, which was unexpected, and it was a nice treat. Sarah says, Grandma bought me 2 quarts of coffee ice cream from Trader Joe's for the snowstorm. That's awesome. Excellent, Grandma. Excellent idea. Love to hear it. Nico says, made kimchi stew today. I've never had kimchi. I'm gonna be honest, like, I'm not an adventurous eater unless it's dessert. Kimchi to me sounds really off-putting. Maybe someday I'll try it, but boy, does that not sound like a thing that I think I would enjoy. Missed a comment earlier from Neko. Different lines of plushies from the Pokemon Center in Japan get cute tags made just for those plushies. Yeah, I mean, I would show you this Eevee has a really good tag, but it would spoil whether or not there's a Squirtle there for later. I do really hate the American tags. They're god awful. Kimchi is good but acquired. You know what? That's kind of the sense I get. I'm not much for most things I've ever heard described as an acquired taste. I'll be honest that I haven't tried a ton of them, but like I've tried a few, and like I know what some of the others are, and it's just like most those just really don't sound like it for me, Let me think. Anything else of particular interest going on that isn't the news? God, why is there so much news when so much of it is bad, Why do we have to have like infinite news and no money instead of infinite money and no news? No news is good news, right? Like I feel like we can agree on that in the year 2026 of our orb. Ponder the orb. Demolition tried to play Split Fiction today. 90 gig install. God, is that true? That explains why I have like no space on my hard drive. Hey, Katsuya, we still have to finish that. I think we got to like the penultimate chapter and then didn't play it again for like 7 months or something. Ooh. Split Fiction is really good. It's a good game. Echo clarifies that kimchi stew is different to just eating kimchi because the strong flavors mellow out. That tracks. That makes sense. And balance the dish. The result is a spicy warm soup with cabbage and meat. I'm not a big cabbage guy. Not like a Cabbage Patch Kid, if you would, but like that, maybe that could work. Cause like I'm not sure I'm not like opposed to kale. I don't think I could be bothered to like do much with kale in my own like house. But like there's a soup that the Olive Garden does because I'm a cool guy. That has kale in it. I love that soup. It's a good soup. You need the EA app on your phone to play. What? Since when? Got Indian food for dinner. Oh, Indian food is great. I found like a mediocre Indian food place where the delivery guy was really belligerent back in North Hollywood, where I lived for many years. There weren't like a lot of Indian places around there. The one Indian place that I did find, and it was like the food was pretty good. The delivery experience was not great, and it was like a little expensive, but probably worth it. But like it was called something like, what was the name? I feel like it was something like Win Indian Food Number Two, and I think that just meant it was like a small family franchise, and the number two was like it's like Win Indian Food, but like the second one. But like the sign just looked insane to me. It was really fun. I enjoyed that. There's like an Indian place that's like I think it's in the same like strip mall as the place I've gotten my haircut twice since going here. I haven't tried ordering food from. I think there's like two Indian food places that are like within delivery distance of my house, and like on DoorDash, like one of them has like really atrocious looking pictures, which doesn't for like a small family restaurant like isn't necessarily an indicator of quality one way or the other, to be honest. Um, but like, yeah, I gotta try one of those. I gotta do that sometime. Can't have Indian delivered because the guy can't find my apartment. Oh man, I must have told you all about that time, like during the peak pandemic when I tried to get like a pizza delivered to my apartment from like down the road, and it took a lady like 50 minutes to find me after I spent like 15 minutes like out in the front of my building, like on the phone trying to like get her attention as to where I was. She just kept like blindly like following some like mislabeled thing on her GPS, and like the road was like split unevenly. So like I kept telling her like, okay, start at the restaurant. It's not very far from me. Now drive down the street until you see me. Do you see me? And she's like, no, but I turned. I'm like, you've already failed. You were not supposed to turn unless you saw me, and you did not confirm that you saw me. Took 50 minutes. Like would have been easier to risk COVID than to get that pizza. That was a really frustrating, unbelievably stupid delivery experience. Luckily, like no one has any problem finding my house, even though it's like not extremely close to civilization. It's really nice. Like I have enjoyed that quite a bit after like not always having good experiences having things delivered to my apartment. Um, Echo says, used to hate cabbage, but variety makes a difference. Grew up eating dark green cabbages. They're very strong, while white cabbage is nice and mild. That's interesting. I'm not sure I've had. I'm not sure. I guess I've seen white cabbage. It's probably part of coleslaw. I wouldn't eat coleslaw because I don't like mayonnaise. I'll sometimes have an aioli mainly just because it's like an excuse, like it's a means to an end to apply flavor to something, but like just like raw mayo is just like abhorrent to me personally. I know lots of people have their feelings on that, but that's definitely not it for me. Oh, there is an order of business before we start the game. We should do that. There's often Chinese cabbage in the egg rolls. That's true, but it's like shredded really finely, and there's usually like a bunch of like chicken grease or something in there, which helps sort of lubricate the cabbage experience. I'll say this though, like I can tell that it's in there. I ignore it for the good of the cause. I had a coworker when I worked at the animation company for years. My boss would sometimes take us out to like lunch or like certain like rare occasions out to these like fancy local restaurants, and like none of them were my scene. Like one day he randomly took the whole office to like the restaurant that was like attached to like a hotel. I think it was technically in like downtown Hollywood, and like I'm pretty sure there was like some big event, like a wedding or something in the back. And like we're just kind of like there, like at the restaurant that wasn't completely closed. And like I remember there being like some weird tension of like a whole like thing happening, and we're just like having a meal there. And like it was like the first time I'd ever tried Brussels sprouts. It's funny, I'm pretty sure my mom really likes Brussels sprouts, and like I don't think anyone else in my family's like big into them. So like we didn't really have them growing up. Um, but like I hadn't had one until then, which I was like fully an adult at that point. And my coworker was like so excited for me to try the Brussels sprouts, and I was sort of like, okay. And she's like, so you like them? I'm like, I did not say that. I tried them for fairness sake, and it's like a little cabbage, and I can tell, and I did it for the good of the cause. What animation company did you work at? One that you would not know. It was called Firestarter Videos, which then became Firestarter Studios, which is mainly known for like technically being like the DBA for this project that my bosses worked on that was independent of the animation, that like won like it won some like awards. It was like a project done as a promotion for the National Endowment of the Arts. But like that had absolutely nothing to do. It like the whole thing's really complicated. But like it was like a boutique animation company for explainer videos, which was like a thing that was really hot in like the 20 teens, and then like the industry kind of imploded in the late 20 teens, which is why I got laid off and why I work in radio now, and why I briefly worked at that Scientology company. Have not heard of it. Yeah, no, like I would be unbelievably shocked if you had heard of that for any reason that wasn't me telling you exactly what it was. Feel like I had like a tangent thought in there somewhere. I think it's gone. I think it's gone now. I think it's gone. So, give me a second. There's something we have to address from yesterday. Okay, now I'm gonna ask, hang on, wait, doesn't this actually work perfectly? I think this works perfectly. So if I do this now, this is hilarious. So we're currently on the screen that I use for Steam, the scene within OBS that I use for Steam, and it is using the same window size that I used for the stream from yesterday. So the window I'm in perfectly covers the part of the clip that Demolition took from yesterday's stream, that had the Darkside detective reference in it. So the thing is that the dialogue advances automatically, which none of the dialogue in this game does. So I wasn't expecting that to happen, and it scrolls actually pretty quickly. Just like as like an incidental test, like before the stream, I was like, I'm gonna do just like a little dramatic reading of this. And it's like it's brisk. The pace is brisk. So like it would have been pretty challenging, even if I knew what to expect going into this Easter egg, to have been able to read it out loud. I hope you remember the voices. Well, one of them's the main character, which is always my voice because I know better than to not do that. And you think I don't remember Dooley? So let's just like real quick. I don't know. Let's back it up. And I've remembered to mute this so you don't hear me talking. Arg! Calm down, Dooley. I don't think it's another ghost. It was just the way he moved. So sudden, and well, moving at all is horrifying. Yeah, I hope this doesn't catch on. My matchstick legs weren't made for that many frames. I mean, see how quick that goes? Like, see how quick that is? There was like no shot I was going to be able to read that live, especially with the amount of like unprepared I was for that. So apologies for not being able to do that live, but I felt like, yeah, we should cover that. But like that was a big surprise. Were the games made by the same people? Evidently. I mean, I definitely recognized the developer name, but I like couldn't immediately remember like what games I had played that they had done. But yeah, I think other than that, we're probably good to get into the game and probably make none progress. My favorite type of progress, left beef. Oh, hang on. Okay, this is huge news. Dragon Super is getting a new season. Really? Hang on. Wait, Dragon Ball Super? Didn't that start a long time ago? Wouldn't it also have ended a while ago? I didn't think it had that many seasons. I thought it did like 3 seasons or something. Are they getting like a Why So Soon season? Okay, let's go back over to... Oh, that's right. I forgot one step of this process. Hold on. Everyone, like, don't have a migraine real quick. What's the thing I need to do? Turn off monitor 2. Now we're normal. We did it. Stopped after the Tournament of Power arc, but the manga had 2 more arcs after. Oh, I don't know that. I only watched a little bit of... Super's the one
Pat
where
Oswald.
Pilaf like wishes for Goku to be a child again, or is that a different one? I think that's Super, isn't it? I watched like a little bit of that. It was a lot different than what my expectations were.
Sakura
That's GT. Okay. Then in that case, I think I've seen none of Super, so that makes sense. That makes more sense. Um, so yes, as you can see, I did figure. So just okay, back to the main screen. So just super crazy quick. After last night's stream, I downloaded the latest update for Streambot, which didn't seem to inherently fix the problem. But after I did the restart for today's stream, I opened up StreamerBot and then I checked the same settings I mentioned yesterday, and it showed that there was no Twitch profile associated with StreamerBot. So my best guess at this is that like something about just the existence of an update to StreamerBot like automatically voided the permission that I gave to StreamerBot to like access my account for the sake of like the channel point redemption. And there was also related a graphical glitch that showed that it was still working. So like it wasn't working because of something that I imagine probably overstepped what it was supposed to do. And then like the only way to fix it would have been to log out and log back in, which was most efficient through doing the update anyway. So now you're caught up to speed. Okay, back to here. So I'm gonna ask again if we can save Demolition spending 10 trillion channel points until after I make some attempt to do a recap of what's going on, because it's really difficult to track the information in this game. Let's go back. Let's go continue. Wait, is continue right? I think continue is right. I was messing around with the save files to try and preserve something as like a safety net that I don't. Nope, not correct. I wanted to back up some of the saves that I had.
He's only known among detectives as.
What did I literally just say? Okay. So what I want is stables. I want stables from 12:48 a.m. today. Okay, the stables. Welcome, one and all, to the recap for the Séance of Blake Manor. This game is impossible to understand, and yet at the same time, nothing ever happens. What does that mean? Unclear. I offer you this, chat, and no one needs to do this, no one's obligated to do this. If you want to try and help make progress happen, I'm gonna leave this screen up. This is the thing that's been kicking me in the shins like the whole video game. This is the mystery of who abducted Evelyn Dean on the Tuesday of the week of the seance. And I have like the majority of the details humanly possible to get from this grid, according to the video game's own system of analyzing this. But like, I can't for the life of me figure out what I need to do to make this solvable. And I have a feeling that like a bunch of stuff in the video game is locked behind this. So like if you want to make progress happen and you want to look up what is missing from this grid and maybe help me figure out what I'm supposed to do, I think we're doomed enough that I'm fine with that, but like no one needs to do that. It says, so my review of a game which I rated negative on Steam has been slightly downranked because some users found it funny. People do this in order to hide reviews on a game they don't like. That's weird. That's very cool. Yes, there are two horses. I feel like they added a horse on day 2. I don't know why or how. Also, welcome Mystery and Zachary showed up just in time for the recap, which will help no one. You did miss the dramatic reading of the cameo of the Darkside detective, which I probably should have called out when I did that, but that's what we did earlier. We're doing the recap now. Hi, hello, it's me, Vasco. So we're playing the Séance of Blake Manor, and it is a game that takes place over a Halloween holiday weekend. We start at like 11 p.m. on Friday. We have to solve a couple of short mysteries to sort of begin playing the game. I sort of grouped that as the informal tutorial of the game. And then after that point, the game opens up to a point where there's something in the neighborhood of like 20 interactable characters. And there are like basically 2 in-game days to figure out everyone's life story, presumably try to get as many people as possible to not attend the seance, because I've gotten a few like game over situations that basically suggest that as long as the seance is conducted at all, everyone who attends it dies. So like every time that I like convince someone that like I've solved their problems to the extent that they no longer need to go to the seance, those individuals like are no longer going to die. The reason my character came here in the first place is because someone paid him a large sum of money to determine what happened to one of the people who was planning to attend the seance this weekend, a woman named Evelyn Dean. The majority of the folks who like either work at the manor, which is like functioning as a hotel, or who have agreed to attend this event, have met Evelyn Dean, but there's some like mystical thing in place where people have trouble sort of remembering their encounters with her. And some people think she's kind of just like hanging around and they haven't seen her in a minute. Everyone's kind of confused about it. Speaking of which, magic is demonstrably real, and we've seen it happen many times. So like there's a bunch of people who actually practice real magic in this video game, and like a lot of them have problems pertaining to that. We helped the guy interact with his guardian angel. We helped a woman banish a vengeful spirit into his family heirloom so he would stop haunting her. We broke a curse from one guest's family to another by brokering an arrangement where they like ceded stolen land back to the rightful heirs. We didn't make a whole lot of other progress beyond that. Now, yesterday's stream, we finally gained access to the basement, which suddenly introduced like a bunch more places to go, but it actually seems like there's a fairly limited amount of information to be gained from down there. I don't know if that changes over time. Also, like right before we joined last night's stream, there was a masquerade ball as part of this weekend that was supposed to like feed into the seance, and during that, everyone drank this weird culty ritual potion, and a bunch of people hallucinated, and like we witnessed a kidnapping, and we figured out that the character who just looks like a straight up D&D druid, who is actually a real life druid with real magic, was kidnapped, and we're kind of investigating that alongside whatever happened to Evelyn Dean, which we haven't made very much progress on because of this screen that I've left the game on. We did at the end of last night's stream work out something about the motive of the manager that I can't remember because I don't care enough, and we were going to confront him about it, but we can't talk to him because he's busy ushering people into lunch, because it's still technically lunch hour. But there's like a whole bunch, like I have a few open things. There's hold on, there's Mr. Dupre. He is like a voodoo practitioner. And he is like he's asked us to find someone to stand in for like some particular Irish goddess to help him perform a ritual that will sort of set his friend's soul to rest. She's kind of like haunting this property. We have what's her face? Is she lady not appearing on this grid? I guess so. This guy's aunt is like a Celtic medicine woman or something along those lines. It has some unpronounceable Gaelic name. Enjoy me trying to pronounce those because none of them look the way they are pronounced the way that they're written. And she has asked me to help her perform a ritual to purify this magical well to save the property from the impending doom of the seance. And I think the other active one is there's like an Egyptian lady who was brought here because she was trying to find a family heirloom, or maybe not a family heirloom, but like an ancient Egyptian artifact that was cursed, that like someone from this family brought back to this property and caused them to basically like vanish into the mists of time or something. Somewhere in the basement, we're supposed to be able to find the effects of that woman in storage. And there we should be able to find like a piano, and if we play the piano, it will somehow let us find a clue to what's going on with the base. I don't know. That one sounds like it's out of pocket. I don't know what's going on there. There's a bunch of other open-ended threads of like characters we know some stuff about. Like this weird priest who wants to like release an Aeon from beneath the catacombs of the place. The porter who's like being like manipulated by that priest I mentioned earlier. And then there's just like a bunch of like random folks I don't care that much about. Like the stable guy, he seems important, but I have no idea in what capacity. This guy has a camera that takes pictures of ghosts. Somehow the game has convinced me he's not all that important, but that's probably not true. I know basically nothing about this guy, which is probably one of the few things I know to do at the start of tonight's stream. But I mean, I think that's where we're at. I mean, like, I haven't found so much as a Sebastian the Crab of, like, there's like 5 more things I can figure out about the culprit, who is like, I think the culprit is the person who like kidnapped Evelyn Dean, and like figuring out who they are would ostensibly let us like figure out what happened to her to some degree. But like, there's like 5 other things we can learn about him, and I haven't learned one in 1,000 years. And like the last one I learned is that they know the grounds or have maps, and a shockingly conspicuous number of people like fit that category, so it eliminated basically no one. And that's everything. So if anyone bothered to look up what to do about that mystery of the bridge game, let me know. Why would I switch back to the main screen? We're playing the game. Now we're playing the game at 9:35 p.m. local time. Callahan, if that's the name you meant. No, she's like Fiat Gedorgan, and her position is like it's all consonants and the vowels are wrong. It's like something that means some spiritual thing and it's unpronounced. I know how to say Callahan. Ridiculous. Only 3.5-ish hours to the winter apocalypse. You just channeled the spirit of the Swedish chef. I didn't. Blame the game. Is this anything? Can I do something with this? Oh, you can actually go from... I didn't know that. That might have saved me trouble at some point. So, like, there's an obvious ghost. Like, this kind of thing makes me crazy about this video game, right? I can see a ghost. You can see him. He's staring at that horse's butt for some reason. Weird, spooky, red floating guy. There's a man right here. Has a camera that takes pictures of ghosts. He made it specially to take pictures of ghosts. He came out here to take pictures of ghosts. I can't do anything to make him take a picture of that ghost that I can see right there. I don't know what up with that.
I have to be on my way. Be well.
Still don't know what to do in here. I don't feel like that's changing anytime soon. Would love to get more keys on Van Nuys. So I think the next thing to do... I don't think I immediately have cause to do anything in the basement. Am I wrong about that? Basement. Oh no, that's right. There's like one more room I can go into, and I probably have to check it. I don't think there was anyone that I like needed to interact with in a particular place before 2 p.m., right? I think we actually like if you want to attend the church services that sort of happen at the start of Sunday, it burns kind of a lot of time, but I actually think the pace might slow down a little bit, which chat will love. Chat's gonna be really excited about that. But what I mean is, like, we were burning through time so quickly, I was like, there's basically no shot that we can advance the game anymore. But I think we actually do have another window, like, now that most of those services are done. So I think maybe chat, I'll put this to you. Unless I missed it and someone suggested what to do, it doesn't look like it. So would you rather check out the ladies' dormitory for the staff in the basement, I think is the room that I can check right now, or go check the like doctor's room on the 2nd floor, which is like one of the only like rooms that I can go into, like guest rooms that I can go into that I haven't gone into? Because I think I can get one of those done before 2 p.m. and then, like, you know, parameters change. I tried giving the ghosts a little kiss on the forehead. It's difficult because I don't have a ghost touch room. I see 1 vote for staff, and chat fell asleep during the recap, so I accept that. I'm pretty sure when you say staff, you mean the dormitory. What main quest are you on? What main quest am I on? I would argue that the main quest that I'm on is figure out what happened on the bridge game on Tuesday. Which I have no idea how to advance. There's the base. What does the basement quest say I can do? Investigate the basement. Extremely unhelpful. Search the laundry. Haven't I done that? Have I not done that? No, you know what? I probably haven't. Because in the basement, it gives you a weird little message when you're done investigating something. If you'd like, I can offer a hint for the fight. I don't know that I could have been any more explicit about being willing to accept information about the fight. I literally started the recap being like, if you want to do that, then do it. Advancement in this game is more of a state of mind than anything measurable. True, Confucius Zacula, true. Also, to clarify mystery, not Ghost Touch Room, R-O-M, Ghost Touch Rune, R-U-N-E. That was another Pathfinder joke for Cotillion, who may or may not still be here. Cigar burn in the library? Is that a thing? If I knew that was there, I for sure would have looked at it. I remember checking the fireplace, hoping to find something along those lines, and instead, I wasted a minute and looked at a fireplace. Because this, like, if I can rule out, like, either of those 2 people in particular, because I think I'm down to, like, 2 people, and I just need to rule out one of them, and then I think I can do a hypothesis.
Famed naturalist John Muir.
Oh yeah, go ahead and do that if you've got points and you just feel the need to do that. Okay, now I just have to figure out where the cigar burn is. That seems like a fair exchange for the heads up. Where do I think that guy would have burned? I mean, I think he said he was by the fireplace, right? Is it like on a... Oh, it's on a chair. This is a cigar burn on the arm's chair. It looks to be reasonably fresh. Does that do it? Aw, kill me. I had high hopes. High hopes for a living. Still missing 2, huh? If I can confirm he burnt the chair while the bridge game was on, that'd be enough to... How would I confirm that? With a time machine, you clown? Doesn't the presence of the burn on the... Isn't that the evidence, you goof? Come on. Apparently this is like one of 2 hard to spot. Yeah, okay. Can we talk about how, like, the... If I'm correct, and this is like the main quest in this game, there really shouldn't be, like, hard to find mandatory things to progress this. Like, that should not be, like, a thing. Ask him about it now that you've seen it. I guess I can try that, but I'm not sure I can do that until 2. Where is the guy? Is he at lunch? Actually, I don't think he's at lunch. Do I know where he is? Why is there someone in Miss Quinn's... No, that's not in Miss Quinn's room. That's something else. I mean... the problem is if he's not out, then I can't talk to him. I've been in a lot of the communal... You know what? I haven't checked around the lobby. Maybe somewhere around the lobby. I'll tell you what, if there are 2 hard to miss ones, I'm pretty sure I'm missing the other one too. And I bet it has something to do with... Omira Han, whatever that guy, the blonde guy with the angels. It's just as gratifying as the basement piano that was rusted shot. I'm gonna die mad about that piano. I'm pretty sure even though it's not a very good thumbnail, just out of catharsis, like that's gonna be the thumbnail for yesterday's stream. Mr. Mira. So his thing. He's not. He claims he was in his room praying. But like, there's no way to like prove something like that. Okay. I was gonna check the lobby and adjacent environs. Saying, what food did you get? And did it come with a snow slide blizzard or something? Whatever that's called? I think you said you had tried that, so you might know what that's called. No, doesn't happen to be leaving a telegram. Ooh, chicken parm. Chicken parm's good. It's one of my favorites because I'm basic. Not to insult you, I just mean you probably enjoy a variety of foods. And me, I'm like, if I can turn any food into basically pizza, then it's my favorite food. And in my estimation, chicken parm is fried chicken that you make into a pizza. Didn't come with a blizzard and you haven't tried. Oh, for some reason I thought I remembered you mentioning like that you had tried that one. I thought someone in chat said they tried that before it like came locally. The thing, so I'm pretty sure, where is Scarrett's room? Probably should know that. Oh, I'm like standing right next to it. That's not helpful. Maybe I can go to Mr. O'Meara's room?
Giraffe.
One thing I will say, and like, criticize me if you will, but like, so I think that this game is open-ended enough that like anything that's like plot critical, like probably shouldn't be like deeply obscured or hidden. Like there was that like little wanted poster that was like tucked behind a painting in Evelyn Dean's room that like Demolition also had to tell me about, which like that doesn't seem great because like that was mandatory for like two people's plot line. Like the cigar burn is like extremely easy to miss because like it's not an obvious indicator of his presence there or a thing you would necessarily expect to be there. So like if this game was more railroady or more like I guess part of the problem is that I still don't really know what like an ending to this game looks like, which makes it hard to know what is a reasonable level of like obscuring details looks like. Okay, so I was gonna... Let's go to O'Meara's room if he's not in it. Because, like, it's possible... It is possible that maybe there's some like deeply hidden thing in here that would like prove that he was praying, but like how would you do that? Like I've already checked his room for like normal stuff. I've like done his like main plot line. Like you don't leave like praying residue or whatever. Is this the thing? Would I have had to, like, intuit to, like, remove his rug on day one in order to find this or something? No. Okay. We're not treating that as proof. So, like, how would one go about doing that, do you think? Like, it's just like a really difficult to prove alibi, you know? Yeah, I don't think I'm getting anything out of here. All right, so then in that case, I guess we will... I don't know. Maybe we should do... We should probably do something in the basement. So we can do the women's dorm, or we could go back to the laundry. I'm not sure if it'll be harder to go back to the laundry or to the women's dorm. I feel like we might get more from the women's. Well, I've looked in the laundry some, so there might not be as much. Maybe we can actually fit both of those in, if we're cheeky. What was my preferred method for getting to the basement again? I can do... Oh, hold on a second. Basement. Oh yeah, I gotta go through the west tower. I think is the only way to get to the dorm. The west tower is like... Turn 180 from the stairs and go to the corner. What are we doing in the women's dorm exactly? Rummaging through the personal effects of the women who work here so that I can learn their life story and accuse them of various crimes. Also look at their shoes. If that's what you were fishing for, we're almost definitely going to look at their shoes. Not this one. This one? This one. I like the music down here, but it's also... Oh, no, that's right. It's locked. That's why I didn't go in there. I'm dumb. I should have remembered that. That's fine. So then in that case, let's go back. What are the things that... Ooh. The cigar burn is discussable with like 1,000 people? I think I'd rather work on this basement stuff, but that is probably... There's got to be some specific character in this game able to prove that, right? So like it says, there's such thing as too much looking at people's shoes, and a fellow ought to be aware of that. I don't know what to tell you. I'm trying to catch a killer. I don't know what you want from me. I'm not, like, smelling them. And this isn't full throttle, so I'm not, like, tongue buttoning them. That's interesting. So there's some discussion in chat about being allergic to bell peppers. My mom is, and sounds like Sarah is also. She said she had to go to the ER in 2016, but she found cheap tomato sauce companies put bell peppers in as filler. I actually had a friend in college who had like a really intense sensitivity to like cheap tomato sauce. I wonder if that was the cause. Like specifically, like normal tomato sauce was fine, but I think like she found that like if she had like bagel bites, she would get like really sick. Television says tongue button is my femme alt rock twisted sister cover band, and Zacula says I love all of those words. Do you love them in that order specifically? Is that like a pro, a con, or a neutral? Arcadia says we have to check all of the shoes because if the shoe doesn't fit, we must acquit. That's more or less true, yeah. So this is the stables. I want to go to the stables. And while I'm here, I think I'll ask Photo Man about the cigar burn. Well, no, I should probably ask the library people about it. I should ask, like, what is the name of the lady who went to the bathroom with, Barbosa? I should remember this at this point. I did most of my talking to her at the very start of the game. The Landry. So I looked at, there's like a chemical bench and like a creepy like crib with the name Murphy on it. So I looked at some of the stuff in here. Clothes are never the answer to like the thing you need to look at. I already looked, I think I looked at all the baskets. Sinks maybe have something in them. Laundry must be no small feat with all these guests. Unless the guests have small feet. That's why you gotta check, bro. What do you think we've been talking about? Towels? Maybe? Maybe towels? I don't feel like it's the ironing board. What about the machines? What about ironing board? It's warm to the touch. Okay. I don't think that's incriminating. Oh my god, there's like 3 distinct clothes hitboxes here. Which devil created this? This is awful. What else can I check? Chemicals was like supposed to be a clue for something, right? More different machines? Check the food orders and the crumpled note, although I don't remember what it was. Letter addressed to Joyce. Hope you enjoy the dandelion tea. Right, she's magical. So we learned that she's magical, which means that she may be the criminal. People who can't do magic aren't the criminal, because the criminal did magic to lure Evelyn Dean out into the garden. There's got to be something of importance still in here. If we didn't, if the quest is telling me that I still have to do it, I'm pretty sure that's what that means. Search the laundry. Hang on, there's a zoom in. Manager, women's dorm, laundry, chemical bench. Yeah, I think the other things would just branch off of this. So I just have to find something of importance. The buckets. I don't want to check the towels and clothes individually. It seems like a nightmare. There's just like burning time. It's just so spiteful. Like, who would design this? How about the one green shirt? No, not noteworthy. This sucks. I really hate this. I mean, there has to be something here, right? This shouldn't be new. Use cross? It's weird that you would call that use. I hate these towels. It's probably the case that I, like, shouldn't stay in the basement when the clock changes over. Because I might turn into a pumpkin, I guess is the moral of the story. Dude, come on. What does the video game think I'm gonna find in this room? I'm gonna be honest, I might save scum checking all of the clothes in this room. Like, if I find one that's, like, relevant, I might, like, go back to my last save and then just, like, just find that one and not, like, waste a bunch of time. Like, this seems like a really spiteful way to design this room. Like, assuming that there even is, like, a right answer to this garbage. 'Cause, like, nothing is, like, particularly apparently out of place, right? What's weird is it looks like these towels under here are showing up like they should have a hitbox and they don't. It's not anything. Normally if there's something under another piece of furniture, there's like a special command for that. These the special towels? Dude, I swear there's nothing else to find in here. Probably gonna get caught down here.
I should investigate the basement soon. It seems a large space, and leaving it much longer could mean that I run out of time before the seance begins.
Well, what do you think I'm doing? Okay, hear me out, gang. Chat, it's me, Vasco, captain of the Electric Narwhal. So, I have looked at every single object in this room, and the game has determined that there is still something I'm missing. Can you tell me what it is? Do you see Swiper the Fox? Like, what is it? What am I missing? Now that it's like 2 p.m., can I interact with these towels? No. So, like, what would you say is the thing that I haven't done that the game would like me to do in this room? Is it on the ceiling? You know what? Great question. Feels like no, but that's a good question. It seems like no. Like, just to be, like, extremely abundantly careful. It's not like there's something slid in between some set of the drying sheets or something, huh? Rack of chemicals? Brother, did that, like, 2 in-game hours ago. It's, like, the only thing that the game has registered that I have from the laundry. Possible the window has blinds. You mean these? I don't seem to be able to interact with these. Well, I didn't check that until just now. There's a chalkboard I've already checked. There's 2 doors. There's like 1,000 buckets and 1,000,000 towels, and I've looked at like all of it. Looked at the stove. The stinky stove. The only one's the I mean, I checked the crib.
Killer body.
Like 1,000 years ago. But if we look at the laundry, it is not giving me credit for crit. Any suggestion as to why? Guessing you did the chemicals minigame? Nope, no such thing exists as far as the game has demonstrated to me. I would have loved to do whatever that is. So I do legitimately think I'm going to save scum because, like, looking at 1,000 towels because the game is maybe glitching didn't seem to do anything. And that seems like kind of an unchill waste of my time. But it's really hard for me to say. Expect the rack to start. Listen, I don't know what to tell you. I don't. Because, like, you can see that the game acknowledges that I've clicked on it. And if I click on it, it's just like a rack of chemicals. Hooray. No, wait. I want the other one. I gotta go by the stables. Because I don't have an inn with women's lib. Maybe I have to like double click the chemical rack. I've checked it like 4 times individually, but not immediately back to back, you know? Maybe it's something really stupid, such as that. Does the lower part of the left-hand front towel turn white as you pass it? There's a lot of towels. Do you mean the ones by the table in the middle? Because like there's something weird going on there where I feel like it should have a hitbox and it doesn't. A rack of chemicals. A rack of chemicals. A rack of chemicals. A rack of chemicals. I'm gonna posit this, Demolition. I think that you are looking at a walkthrough that presupposes that you have found some clue that would enable the player to do a minigame. That's what I think has happened. Hanging towels that look purple. Do you mean... I think the game calls these sheets, or I guess they're supposed to be bed sheets. I'm not sure. There is no... I am not seeing any interaction on those. Let me check something. Records, everything. Murphy crib. So I have to ask the lady who works on the staff about a spooky crib and then question marks profit. The chemical bench, I can not ask anyone about. Good start. Oh no, this doesn't show who I can. No, it does. It shows who I can ask people about. So what? There's just something about this system that like doesn't work for me. Like there's so much good I can say about the way that this game is made. And this inventory and the way it like flags progress in the game, I really think needs some serious work. So, where does that leave us? I think since we can't actually make progress in here, I'm gonna go to that one other guy's room I can go to and search it until 2, and then hopefully the people who I can talk to for value are somewhere other than lunch. Because a whole bunch of people are still at lunch. So, I think that perhaps Murphy, whatever, is she Saoirse? The really skittish, like, maid lady. I think she had, like, an illegitimate child and wants to confess that to Skeletor. And if I just, like, call her on that, she might have the courage to tell him about it, and then she won't go to the seance if that's a thing. I'm not sure if she's planning on going. So I need to... Okay. And I need to go right and then straight across. These, like, annex hallways are, like, the hardest part of remembering the navigation of the video game. So this is, like, one of the only, like, major rooms I haven't been in. There's, like, Miss Lau and Miss McLeod's rooms, but I don't have the key for that. So I can't do that. So... I have a recent save. Listen to make sure. Good, he's not in there. Go in. Please. The lag on unlocking doors is unbelievable. A letter. I wonder who it's from. A letter instructing that on the event of his death, all of Mr. Coventry's assets be transferred to Walter Blake. That's weird. That's a weird start. What is this? Cufflinks? Sure. Oh, no, hang on. That doesn't look like a single cufflink. Is that a style of cufflink I'm unfamiliar with? The main type of cufflink that I know is like, it has some sort of exterior piece and like a piece that sort of like angles to hold it in place once you've slid it through the cuff of a shirt. Is this one where you would just fasten two identical... I mean, this looks like a pair of cufflinks to me, I guess is what I'm saying. It's a weird nightmare bird. Look at book. Dracula, very funny, haha. Does this guy have shoes around? I don't want to hear about clothes. Local book. Book on this region of Ireland. All Blake holdings are marked out on. What is this guy's deal? History book. A book on the Blake family and the manor. It has been well read and annotated. What? Portrait of a lady. Is this Miss Dean? This is unexpected. Painting supplies. Painting supplies. Thank you for that. More paintings. Various unfinished paintings. He has talent. I bet he's got a map of the premises. Small supply of sleeping pills. For a man driven so much by his wife's recent death, he has no memories of her in his room. Is that... Do I know that about him? That's not a thing I remember talking to this guy about. Ooh, does he have a map to get to Bonetown? Great question. I think all the maps here are only of Blake Manor. And since Bonetown, I think, is in a separate country, I'm inclined to say no. But he, as you point out, he may not need one. That's possible. You read his schedule. And check his leather folder. Correspondence addressed to Simon Coventry appears to be a list of ring sizes, along with some figures listing the prices of requested diamonds for Coventry's jeweler business. It's probably something I can ask. No, this is the guy, right? This guy is the jeweler. Talked to him so little, I was thinking that he was somebody else, somebody that I used to know. Winter apocalypse makes people so needy. Man, I gotta tell you, just the state of the world has made all the people I work with, like, unreasonably needy and very irritating. Like, more so than usual, which is, like, usually not great. Is this the door out? That's the thing I've looked at. This man doesn't have any spare shoes. I can't even waste time looking at his clothes. That's the cufflinks and nothing else. Can't even look at that gross bird. More than us? Yeah, way more than chat. Way more than Twitch chat. You need to understand how dire I'm talking about. It's rough out there. I think there's nothing else. I think we're good. So this guy is Coventry. Found 6 out of 8 facts by going in his room. Protestant found writings in his room. He has studied the manor grounds in detail. That's true. The book does say that. So you're good there. This event is his first time meeting Miss Dean. Suppose I meant to ask him about that, probably. You're here for a seance? Well, considering how slowly time passes in this game, it's gonna be maybe a few weeks still, Critwitch. But welcome. I hope you're doing well. I hope you exist in a tolerable state of matter. It's sure hard to greet people in 2026. Twitch chat needy? That cannot be true. I guess it depends on the circumstances, huh? Boy, I don't think I got much to
who was a mole man.
legitimately pass the time. Maybe I'll just go bother Horseman for a while.
Famed naturalist John Muir, huh?
Skinny McKitty!
You know what? Let me go back to the Begarden Mage.
Hey, he's the guy who invented Skynet, isn't he?
I love earlier Daniel was like,
who was a
gotta
mole man.
ration my channel points, and then just like fires off birthday. Nothing wrong with it. Just thought maybe you'd save it for a snowy apocalyptic day. Which now that I'm saying that out loud, I guess is
Falco.
today.
Named for the Falcon. Let's call him F.
Let's call him F. I think that's more straightforward.
You're Kathy. Kathy Rain.
Oh,
Leonard
Kurtwich,
Steak
were you
Charmer,
here
huh?
yesterday? We have new emotes. Never thought I'd see the day where one birthday leaves me impoverished. I don't know what to tell you. I looked at these.
That's Nicholas St. Kringle, the well-known toy tycoon.
Do I care about these?
Sakura Asahi?
Ah.
Sakura
Hey,
Asahi?
Hey, I have an idea.
Taro. You must be Taro, right?
Demolition, do you want to make a poll to everyone can bet as to whether they think you'll hit your goal, and then people can get channel points, I guess. Since people will be clamoring for those sweet doubloons. 2 Sakura Asahi in a row. I don't know, man. The randomizer does things. I've seen him with my eyes. So are those folks still here? No, I guess that was noon. Ray is over in the graveyard, if I remember. I was gonna talk to Thea and see if she had anything useful that I can advance by asking her random Irish folklore questions. Man, the Irish folklore is like one of the most annoying, like, right, she's at lunch. No one is here, huh? Alright, I guess I'll go talk to the horse guy. Whatever. It's fine.
Sakura Asahi?
Now the button has
Kim
become just
Kitsuragi.
Sakura Asahi. What? We're playing the Séance of Blake Manor, guys. It's obviously like a little haunted, right? What are the odds? They're lower than 1%. It's like 1%. It's like 0.89%, like times 0.89 times 0.89 or something. I don't know the exact percentage because I don't remember what our current tally is at. But it's 1 out of a number that's like slightly larger than 100. Nobody by the spooky courtyard statue, right? Alright, I guess the only thing to do is ask this guy a bunch of questions, because I think I've explored all of the...
Servine! It's gotta be!
No, it's not. It's a painting of Evelyn Dean. Mysteries. Mysteries the basement. So if we set aside the laundry, which we have some grasp of what we need to do... Wait, the manager's quarters? I got an alert that I found everything in the manager's quarters. I'll ask Horse Guy a couple questions and then see if I can...
Mr. Ward.
Ask him about the cigar burn. I don't think he knows. Normally when I tell somebody to pull back on their drinking or their smoking, lest they cut their life short, I don't mean it so literally. Thankfully, Miss Quinn saw Mr. Scarrett fall asleep and caught the cigar before it caused more damage than it did. I thought I was being summoned to check the old coot's health, but they just wanted me to replace him at the bridge table. How is the game not acknowledging the significance of that? That's important. That's relevant. Give me like a woohoo or something, you boink. Guess I'll ask this clown about Evelyn Dean. That might be relevant to triggering his life path. I know Miss Dean. She's a gifted practitioner by all accounts, but she's a bit full of herself, don't you think? I think she could stand to be taken down a peg or two. Guess I'll ask him about his aunt. She's my aunt on my father's side, and she's been teaching me the old ways as long as I can remember. I wasn't the only one of her nieces and nephews she gave instruction to, of course, but I was the best at it and had the determination to follow it. I've been warding thresholds, scrying in wells, and charming work tools since I could read and write. I've been her apprentice nearly all my life. She's a very talented woman, with a rightful place of honor in the community. They're being drowsy, stubborn as a mule, and occasionally hot-headed to be sure. But we can't be all virtue. Not all be virtue. That was very confusing to me. I'm sorry, discussion update Mary Blake? Why? Why would that be true? Explain why that would be true. I don't know what that... How does that connect? Okay. Tell me about Mary Blake.
The Lord High Salmon Mac, maker
No, Mary
of
Blake.
worlds and breather of life.
Did you ever meet the Marchioness Blake? No, I was away for most of her time here. When I wasn't, I don't really move in those circles. Perhaps if I'd been back, I'd have delivered the board. Not sure who did it in the end. I mainly know of her through her work at the Blake Foundation. I was especially impressed with her efforts to raise literacy rates in the Boy, is there a greater irony than a typo in the sentence that talks about literacy rates? Is that not just peak comedy? I was especially impressed with her efforts to raise literacy rates. Not that I was subject to increased literacy rates. She seemed a good sort. She and her foundation are greatly missed, no doubt. Okay, so that doesn't feel like that told me nothing.
I have to be on. Be well.
Everyone else is accounted for. It must have been Mr. O'Meara who'd been arguing with Miss Dean. I should find him. I have questions for him. Wow, what an arduous suffering. So where does that leave me for now? I would like to... I should go to the West Tower. I should save. And then I should go to the West Tower and see if I can trigger anything of interest in the manager's room.
It's a Kelly the reptilian.
Shambling corporate presence? Sam and Max, freelance police.
Yeah, it's got to be through West Tower.
A new supervillain in town called the Banker.
Fubuki Clockford, the heiress to the famous Clockford family.
It's a cutie with a killer body.
I love Cutie with a killer body, but
crazy evil ventriloquist dummy.
something about the way he sells Fubuki Clockford so hard. Like he wants you to like buy stock in the Clockford family or something.
Wow,
just like
a
this
crazy evil ventriloquist dummy.
Intense enthusiasm to that one that
Eileen
makes me
Mildred
happy.
Summers.
That Servine! It's gotta be!
No, there's so many things it could be other than...
Servine, it's
No,
gotta
it's
be.
really not.
Patton Oswalt.
I do start to wonder if maybe some part of the random number generation for this is like
His real name is Yonaharu
second
Enda.
based.
He's a comedian.
The manager's quarters. At the very least, it's like a function of
Zombie Abraham Lincoln.
His name is Sutsugamushi.
Nothing but dust and an old pencil.
Giraffe.
Oh, that's relevant. The writing says, "Where can we get the money to keep going, and why
It's the
can't
cow
I
we've
remember?"
been raising here in the apartment with a lampshade on its head.
No, surely
It's
some
past
sort of
Max in a
farce.
time-traveling elevator.
Protect the poor lass. What lass? Where did my mind go? Can I form a hypothesis about the symbols to, like, make a single piece of evidence with all, like, 6 of the symbols?
It's the cow we've been raising here in the apartment with a lampshade on its head.
That's Nicholas St. Kringle, the well-known toy tycoon. The new supervillain in town called the Banker.
He's the personification of Max's superego. And the
He has
second
a
runner-up
plot
in the Miss
device,
Teen Oklahoma pageant. Mr. Featherly.
Kniza!
Weird book. A novel. The third in its series, apparently. It
He's the
looks
guy
like
who
dry
invented
reading.
Skynet, isn't he?
The origami killer.
Desuhiko Thunderbolt.
Read the collection of your shirt. There's nothing that stands out as useful. Let me check
That's
something.
Servine! It's gotta be!
Desuhiko Thunderbolt.
That one seems weirder to me. Okay, we no longer have to do the manager's room. Which is okay.
Julia,
Legitimately,
the youngest and most horrible of the elder gods.
there is something that I believe is like legitimately wrong with like the flag system I already have complaints with, but I think there's something busted with the flag system in the basement in particular. Where like I had felt like I got a flag in this room too early that I had found everything that I needed. And that is demonstrably true because clearly the game wants me to get that last symbol in the wastebasket. And the game told me to stop looking in here with a voice... Well, no, it was a voice line, right? I think those are voice lines. But then, if you check the mystery map, it tells me that there's still something I need in here. And there is. So, like, it shouldn't have triggered the line at all. Alright, so why would I quit? I'm going to... Oh, boy. 88% think that Demolition is going to hit the newly added voice line. Best of luck to you. Hey, Keen, welcome to the stream.
Definitely Jin Fudoe.
I also really like that one. No, it's not definitely Jin Fudoe.
It's the cow we've been raising here in the apartment with a lampshade on its head.
Guess who the one no vote is? Neko, who already went to bed. Am I close?
That's definitely Jin Fudoe.
Sam and Max, freelance police.
Fubuki Clockford, the heiress to the famous
For
Clockford
those who are new
89,
here, or
the
are just
original
deeply
Cyclops killer.
confused, for Halloween I added the name game. It's a way to spend points to interact. We have a bunch of these, like a bunch of sound effects and voice lines from games we played and stuff. I added this, just a random list of names, because we play a lot of mystery games, and it's sort of like, who do you think the killer could be? And then it's just like a big stupid list of various characters of varying levels of interest. I added one
Wow, a crazy evil ventriloquist dummy.
at Demolition's behest, more or less, that he's been trying to hit from a list of over 100 to choose from. He has not yet done it randomly. I don't recommend this use of channel points, but they're yours to spend. You know what I'd love
Take
to
Peacock.
do for no value? It's like, go look at one of those stupid paintings down here.
Was it a mochi?
It's not a mochi.
Junior, the youngest and most horrible of the
Sakura
elder
Asahi?
gods.
That's definitely Jin Furue.
Famed naturalist John Muir, huh?
Alright guys, it's 2 o'clock. We did it. It took like 1,000 years, but we're here.
I should investigate the basement soon. It seems a
Yeah,
large
shut up,
space, and
Ward. Oh, I'm
leaving
on
it
it.
much
I'm doing
longer
as
could
much
mean that
basement as
run
I
out of time
humanly
before the
can.
seance begins.
It's like, if you're wondering why I laughed so much, Demolition, like, waited for the extremely long timer on the, like, will Demolition hit the new sound effect? And then, like, 4 triggers later, he's like, no, I'm good. So he just, like, burned a bunch of people's channel points. 625 triggers in total. Oh, sick. The ballroom has like a person I want to talk to. Let me go over there real quick. Oh, eavesdrop.
Teaching me magic too. She's teaching you what? That little witch?
Who's she?
Lord bless and protect me. If I had known Miss Dean was a bride of Satan and corrupting you too.
Oh, as if it would be remotely new information to me that Miss Evelyn Dean is practicing magic at this point. The basement? You mean the place with that gratifying rusted piano? There's some, like, inaccessible part of the basement that allegedly has a working piano. But, like, there's so many hoops to go through at this point, like, I have a hard time imagining that piano actually being useful to me.
I should have done things differently.
It's only magic. To give me a better way in life.
Saoirse Murphy, you stay your tongue. After all the Marquess did in letting you stay, you bring that into the house.
My sister and Krabs, that dude invited a lady here to perform a seance to be visited by the ghost of his deceased wife. I think he's pretty chill with the occult, if I can be honest with you.
Me? He's the one who brought it. He and his friend. We had no say. I'm just making the best of it.
He is the one who brought it. He and his friend. We had no say.
The Marquis did nothing for me, but let my child be taken.
There we go. That would have been nice information to have yesterday.
Which I could have stopped. If I knew half of what these people know.
That's the devil tempting you, child.
More than the Lord's ever done for me.
Learning magic suggests that she doesn't know magic, though, right? If we're being real. Oh, that's funny. This cart existed somewhere else in the house before. Hey, Miss Murphy, about that baby
Sir?
you mentioned earlier? Not observation. Just give me everything. Give me everything. Jarvis, give me everything. How about a nude Tane? You gotta be joking me with this. Are you telling me that after listening to that conversation and finding a crib with her last name and no baby, I still can't ask this gosh forsaken lady about her missing child? For real? For really real? That's truly vexing to a degree that I just don't I just don't know how to convey to you. Flames on the side of my face.
Good day.
Hello, sir.
What everything can I ask you about? Can I ask her about herself? Can I ask her about the stone? Oh, I can only ask her about the stone cross. Maybe that's relevant. Who won the points? I think... Wait, that's weird. I guess because Demolition launched it, do you have to make the judgment? Isn't there like a button you press to like pay out when it's done? It's been a long time since I've run one of these, to be honest with you. Oh, sorry. No, not... Dema did, he did the poll. So I'm saying that he may be the one who had to pay out. Unless you already... Did you already pay out Demolition? Is that why it went away? Because I think... normally doesn't it, like, stay highlighted? I accidentally stumbled into the broom closet recently and noticed a stone cross on the cleaning trolley. Oh, yes, sir, that'd be mine. Of course, it had broken off an old statue that was being tossed out, and, well, time makes fools of us all. Shame about those red stains, isn't it? It's only rust, sir. I quite like it, to be honest with you. After all, Jesus must have bled when he died for our sins. You know what? Hard to argue that. I guess I can ask her about Miss Murphy. Such a sweet girl, so much sadness in her short life. Too curious for her own good, though. I worry seeing her wandering around with these heathens and her eager to fill a hole in her heart. Alright, we're not getting anywhere with this lady. Although, maybe that one? She's the only one of 3 available people to ask about this note. Found this note, Mrs. Joyce. Can't make head nor tail of it. Is that a note from... It's her handwriting, isn't it? Oh, goodness, sir. I haven't a clue what it says. The scrawl is too messy. Far too messy. You're lying to me. And you wasted one of my time units.
I'll be off.
God bless.
Alright. So this sucked. I need to find... timetable. O'Meara. He's in the graveyard. Okay, guess I'll just die. By which I mean go to the place where the dead folks are. Click. It's a bunch of... Hey, you. Hey, you. I need to talk to you.
May I be of service?
About confrontation. Your goal is to conceal Miss Dean's disappearance to protect the manor from closure.
I regret to say it, but you're right. Do not get me wrong, I am concerned for Miss Dean. But I have done what I can. And still cannot find her.
Sir, you have not done what you could. You hid her disappearance. If you'd alerted the police, then a proper search of this place could have been undertaken. Something may well have happened, or happened to her yet, because of your meddling.
You're right, of course. This place, this hotel, it's not just a business. For the staff, it is our home. This seance, the Marquess's obsession, and the money spent. We need this event to go well, or we are homeless. And if Miss Dean's situation had gotten out, we would most assuredly be in trouble.
Okay, so I understand what you're saying, but you have to understand that it is a direct contradiction to what you previously said before.
But there might be another way. You see, there are rumors of treasure somewhere on the estate. A cache of gold from the mid to late 1600s.
So, like, this is about, I think, this is about as early as I can realistically have this conversation with this man.
Grania, the wife of the original Marquess Edward Blake, she did not choose to be with him. She had hoarded a sum of money, intending to use it to escape her husband. She stabbed him in his sleep, but he awoke and managed to live long enough to kill her. They died together, and the treasure has not since been found.
That's rough, buddy.
If that's true, and that
The
stash
new
of gold
Cyclops
is somewhere on the
killer.
grounds, then finding it might just be enough to save the hotel. I've had no luck, obviously, but you might be able to find it.
It's certainly possible. If that will stop you from hindering this investigation, then I will see if I can help.
Take this. It was found in what remained of the lady's personal belongings, but I've never discovered what it unlocks.
I have
It's
a
not
random
much,
theory.
but it's a start.
There's a weird keyhole in the library that I can't imagine where I would find that key.
The origami killer.
He might know. Gotta go to the graveyard, though.
Fashionable
BRB.
DT man.
Did the prediction end? You still have the
Civil
flares, though
pandemic,
it's happening.
licensed psychotherapist.
Here's a thought, and
The
you all
culprit
do
is
what you
known
want.
as Terror.
You could make an individual prediction on each one of the times that Demolition spends channel points on this. Make it like a real Nightmare Casino situation.
The unstoppable uber rat Empress of Slaughter.
Hey, buddy, I have to confront you now.
Shoko Nadami.
You're Kathy! Kathy Rain!
What are your thoughts on this game now, Vasco? Oh, it's so complicated. I think at this point, it's gonna be kind of difficult to get a dramatic change, in my opinion, on the game until I see how it ends. But like generally, and it's largely the way I felt about the game for a while, but like my feelings are generally sort of like, this game is doing something really interesting. It's taking like a not entirely novel concept, but applying it in a really unique way. But I think it needs some refinement. I think it's too broad. Like there's too many characters and like too many random useless things to talk about. Like what I would like to see from a game like this is like a higher percentage of things that you can investigate and talk about mattering. I'm fine with there being some red herrings, but I don't think it should be like a 40-60 split in the favor of things being not useful. Like that just feels exhausting. Hey, how about the fact that Jacques, Mr. O'Meara, did you fight with Miss Dean on Tuesday in the hedge maze? This is important. Yeah, we fought. Is that why you didn't go after her later that evening? Yeah, I thought she drank herself stupid and that she'd wake up in a hedge maze the next day and regret everything. What'd you fight over? Well, lots of things. She was drunk when I met her. She'd been drinking all day. She came to me and said something or somebody was after her. Not physically, maybe? Spiritually? Astrally? As I say, she was drunk and unclear. She couldn't see their face. She said that they had a Christian aura or something. She was very specific about it. Chalked it up to overindulgence. Told her to go sober up in her room. She did not like that. No, women don't like that. It's like calling them tired. Why did she come to you? We were engaged, or rather I wanted us to be. Those are, hey buddy, those are extremely different. Asked her to marry me. We'd been courting. I wanted to make it official. She didn't want to be caged down, which is neither of two similar expressions. Didn't need a man to protect her, all that. She's a strong, independent wizard. So naturally, when she came to me for help, I threw it in her face and left. On seeing her later, I called her out. She ignored me. Still furious, I assumed, so I left her be. Of course, I didn't expect to not see her the following day. I took some food to her room, but well, I forgot where she was staying. Then I forgot until I saw you at the door. It all came back and I panicked. I thought maybe I was responsible. Then I thought maybe you would think that, but I love her, Mr. Ward. You should know that. I just want her safe. I'll see to it that she is. Yeah, because I have power over that for sure. Oh, hang on. I can make a hypothesis now?
I'll be off.
Don't let me...
I don't imagine this will be very helpful, but why not? Why not do it? Miss Dean fought with Mr. O'Meara when he... rejected her...
Famed naturalist John Muir, huh?
Me for help. Okay, that is how you tie that
The
sentence together.
origami killer.
So, Miss Dean was asking for help as she felt somebody with a Christian aura was after her? Mr. O'Meara refused her plea because she previously turned down a marriage proposal from him. He felt he had offered
Classic
to protect
nice
her,
guy, am I right?
and she turned away from him. This was his form of poetic revenge. He says she stormed off then, and they only saw her once more, wandering the halls in her magical trance.
What a bird. Zacula says, quote, I wanted us to be engaged, which is basically the same thing as being engaged, end quote. This guy was born too early, he'd love 4chan. That, ouch.
What does this tell me about the culprit?
Christian aura?
Yes.
Junior, the
Miss Dean
youngest and
seemed
most
convinced
horrible
whoever
of
was
the
threatening her
elder
was a
gods.
Christian. Well, given the location, I'm sure most people are Catholic or Protestant, but there are likely some I can rule out based on this.
I do actually think this will help us
Now
a
on
decent
to the other
amount.
mysteries I am faced with. There are more of the grounds to explore now, and perhaps I can learn more about my suspects. This can help me eliminate them against the facts I now have on the culprit.
Hey guys, I want to have a really serious, extremely short conversation. Considering the level of specificity required in, like, you have to ask a ton of people to get enough information to, like, fill out most of that grid that's required for what we just did there. But you, like, also have to, like, look at a specific chair that nothing else indicates for, like, a small detail that may or may not be intentional that acts as the cigar burn that you then have to check with, like, one of what appears to be maybe, like, 3 specific people in order to reach a point where you can form a hypothesis about this. But when you complete this, he acts like it's like the first thing you would do on the first non-tutorial day of the game. Am I insane, or does that not seem remotely reasonable? It says, I hate Declan so much, I'm actually getting mad about it. That seems fair. Not insane? Okay, I appreciate
picked up
that.
another fact about the culprit. I wonder if there's anyone I... And if not, what investigating...
Confused out of pettiness. That's like one thing you could say. It's not entirely untrue. It's maybe not entirely true. Okay, the call.
Internationally renowned recording star
So,
Conroy Bumpus.
this lady is... I think
This person is Sakura.
Is that right? Yeah, Sunni Muslim. So she didn't do it. This lady's like Catholic.
Grunwald of Cologne.
Oh, my mistake. It's Mimigawa, isn't it?
She's a Protestant.
That is Mama,
Probably
of course.
Crossed out.
Internationally renowned recording star Conroy Bumpus.
I don't know what she... This guy is the
It's a
Christian,
Kemi the
but like a weird
reptilian.
one. Wait, this guy...
The origami killer.
Famed naturalist John
This guy
Muir,
is
huh?
not Christian, right? He's pagan. He said that like yesterday.
Definitely
outright.
Jin Furue.
Everyone's beloved dog astronaut. Space Wolf.
Protestant, Catholic.
General Skunkape.
Really weird if it was the kid, huh? So let's
The
take a
origami
quick
killer.
jaunt down memory
This
lane.
person is Sakura.
Wait a minute. What are you? Catholic? Really?
Warren Burroughs, Prime Minister of the Mole People.
So people we haven't
Is
ruled
it
out
Kaniza?
as the culprit.
That's
Joyce,
Ms. Demon Mama Bosco to
the
you.
maid. Mantovani, the seancer. Miss Quinn, not medicine woman. Miss McLeod. What's the really stupid title? Mr. Blake. Skeletor the priest. Doyle the porter. Coventry the jeweler. Lau the chaperone. Farley the hotel manager, and Child Blake. That's narrowed it down a decent amount considering how many people are here, but like obviously we're not there yet. So where does that leave us? Decipher note. Now when you say note, which note? This one? Yes, this one. I don't... It feels to me like the game will not ever give me a clear answer as to like how to decipher this piece of paper that is in Evelyn Dean's room. Find Miss Dean's hidden notes. How would I go about doing that? The question asks, is the maid, by virtue of her position on the staff, exempt? My thinking is, if someone's here and causes harm to Dean, would they not be for the seance and not the staff? Hang on. If someone's here and causes harm to Dean, would they not be for the seance? I think all the staff are exempt. I don't think we have grounds to assume that's true. Like, you might be right, but I don't think we know enough to assume that there's no possible motive among any of the staff. Oh, that's so funny. Wait, that's weird. No, this isn't the same key. I'm being insane. Don't worry about it. Okay, I just got a weird key from that guy. I don't have to talk to Omira anymore. I think Omira and I are like best friends now. There's so much room for activities on this property. What are the... Is there something that summarizes my... I gotta find the vase. I gotta help the ritual. I gotta help the ritual. I gotta find the money. Okay. God, it like... I'm a little torn on this, because, like, I feel good about having the fight done. I feel frustrated that I think that there's basically no shot that I would have accomplished that on my own. I don't think that there's enough indicators within the proper framework of the game that I was gonna get there, which is pretty frustrating. But, like, having fudged around that, I feel slightly better about our chances to complete this game successfully. She's doing a scrying, yeah? Oh, both of them are there.
There will not be any sound, mind you. It's more like looking through a mirror.
It's crazy that we're however many hours into this and we still haven't been to the Okiora Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse. I know, like, it's almost like it's not a proper mystery, right? Like, can you call it a mystery if you don't go to the Okiora Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse like 8 times for like almost no value?
Of course, I understand. I don't mind that. It'll be good just to see them.
You have to concentrate. Let your mind go quiet and focus on who you want to see. Yes, exactly like that. Who is that? Your mother?
My aunt. And my nephew beside her.
You're Kathy!
Well.
Kathy Rain!
They're all the way in Louisiana.
Taro. You must be Taro,
right? The journey is a long one. It's been a while since I've seen them, and a while more until I can see them again.
Of course. It's such a long way. I don't envy you, being so far from home.
I don't envy you, being Spider-Man far from home.
It is different here, and a little lonely. But it's not without good company. If I think of someone else, will we see them?
If you focus well enough, give it a try. Oh, look at that. You're a natural.
Can I, like, talk to either of you about anything relevant
Hello
to your
again.
individual quests? I feel like no, right? Let's ask this guy about Wellscrying, and then maybe the goddess and Kalich. I heard Miss Calgat is a master in the art of Wellscrying. She is indeed. I had some time with her, and she was able to show me people back home. To be able to show a person their loved ones while separated, what a gift. This guy would love Beauty and the Beast. How about this lady? You know much about the Kalich? No, not a lot. I know that she predates the Tuatha De Danann. Nothing more than that. Scary, isn't it, Mr. Ward, to think that there are things out there older than gods? I asked this guy about this grimoire. He's the only person I haven't asked about this book. Do it. Does this book mean anything to you, Mr. Dupre? Nope. I would not trifle with the energy it holds. Okay, I was kind of hoping that would be a clue to her mystery notes or whatever.
Ah, Declan.
Nah, I think I'm good here.
You take care.
I do feel like if we could figure out what is required to trigger, like, looking at the chemical bench in the basement, that might be one or more of the things we need for her ritual. Like, that feels correct.
Yuma Cocoa Head.
No, don't call me Yuma Cocoa Head.
Zombie
Yuma
Ninja
Cocoa
Monkey Pirates.
Saito Sajima. Congressman Sajima's son.
Wow, a crazy evil ventriloquist dummy.
Sunfish pockets, Poseidon.
Stupid.
Famed naturalist John Muir, huh?
Do we have, like, new questions?
It's the cow we've been raising here in the apartment with a
you?
lampshade on its head.
Hello?
If I do, then I don't remember what it is.
The Lord High Samun Mak, maker of worlds
That's
and
all.
breather
He's the guy
of
who invented
life. That, isn't he?
I'm going to the library.
My
I'm
mistake. It's Mimigawa, isn't
hoping
it?
to open a secret door. It'd be really neat if I did.
That Servine, it's gotta be.
It has to be.
This person is Sakura.
Leonardo da Vinci.
Zombie Abraham Lincoln?
The Supersonic Scion, fighting DT Man.
Wow, a crazy evil ventriloquist dummy.
We meet again.
It's a cutie with a killer body.
Good day. Good day.
I assume you mean Mr. Scarrett. He is quite the cutie. Drawing of an unusually detailed lock. I wonder if
Shambling
it's a
corporate
diagram
presence.
of a real lock. So, are we saying this
Shokunagami.
isn't a real keyhole? That's the case.
Tama, 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 hot tamale!
What has happened? I'm not seeing any reaction in chat, which is shocking to me. And to go to the garden. Zachary will never financially recover from this. I have no idea what the stakes on this are. I've left this entirely up to chat. Okay, chat. I just got a key from the manager of the hotel. Where do you think it goes? Doesn't go where I thought. Maybe it goes somewhere in the basement. That might actually track. I guess I could check, like, the mausoleums or something. Like, some of those I think were locked. Maybe it could also maybe be something in the catacombs? Like, I mean, I think there's a non-zero chance it could be the key to whatever room has the piano in it, believe it or not. Just because that's, like, some clearly, like, long-forgotten storage room. So, like, I could imagine there being, like, a one-to-one correspondent. Hey, look who's here. It's the Marquess.
Ah.
Boy, I can ask this guy some interesting... Oh, yeah, that's right. I should ask about the will that random jeweler is going to leave all his money to young Master Blake. Did you know Mr. Coventry left all his earthly possessions to Walter in his will? Has he? How unusual. I suppose he has no children of his own. Must have taken a shine to the boy. Still... how about... Rippled young master, what a chill thing. What's weird is like the mechanics of this game suggest that it's possible to talk to Walter Blake, and I don't know how that's possible. Must be difficult with your son's injuries. I'm not sure which is worse, Mary's death or his injuries. The boats. The boats. To know how much of his life has been taken from him. He'll never ride a horse nor dance with the woman he loves. Will he find love? Will it matter if he does? Or does the Blake line end with him? I would give anything, do anything, take any risk to undo what has been done to him, if that were an option. And I will always love hotel finances. An event like this must be a real boost for the hotel's income. One hopes, but this is about more than profit, Mr. Ward. Money unrecovered is still money well spent.
If you'll excuse me.
That's not, like, inherently true. Not without an option to shift over the... So you're like committed to staying at the hotel? Like there's no chance that you're trying to get back to your place tonight, Zacula? Ooh, now that the service is over, I can just like mess around in here. What a cool thing to do. Oh, you know it'd be really neat to like find whatever that like combination of symbols goes to. Look at the Bible. Written in English, open on 2 Corinthians 4:18. So we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen, since what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. Sonata. Signed, the King of Thieves. Don't suppose anyone left the key to the like northwest wing or something. No shot I'm going home tonight. No idea how bad it's gonna be. We'll reassess tomorrow evening. Well, I hope that goes well. Do you get like free like pay-per-view? Can you watch whatever like random movie is available? Or does your hotel even do that? I don't know what hotels do these days. I've gone to like the same hotel like once a year for the past few... I mean, other than the brief stint I spent at the Best Western in town when I first moved here, I've only been to like the Excalibur for like 6 years or something. They're feeding you all weekend. Shouldn't they stop at some point? Can't you eventually like eat yourself to death? Like, I know you have a problem with, like, the 14-hour break between, like, dinner and breakfast, but, like, maybe you shouldn't eat all weekend. You know? You understand what I'm saying? Separate door, but I imagine it also won't register. Hold on. Hinges are rusted over. Thanks, Silent Hill. Do you know of a command I can use to clear this thing that you've generated, Demolition? I certainly don't off the top of my head know a command to clear a prediction outright. Be it mod view. How do I even... This one? No. What's the command for mod view? Chat settings? Generation actions. Don't watch a tutorial on mod view update, and don't generate this either. Shut up. So what I need is stream. I'm not automatically seeing this. See mod actions. But that is like a history of spam bots being banned. Oh, hold on. Predictions. Delete prediction. Delete and return points. That's easier than trying to whatever we're doing. I think you're good? That was not obvious. We'd solved it though. Okay, so the thing that... I mean, I gotta go back to the basement. I'm pretty sure I have keys for that, even though the game wants me to feel emotionally bad. What was I doing? I was going somewhere. I suppose I should go to the catacombs. I don't know if... I'll just check that. I don't think there's much cost. Room... Okay, key does not work on... So cells that are open include... It says this is open. It says I'm inside it, which is not correct either. That's weird. And the priest is still down. Do I have questions for him? I don't think I'm in a position where I can ask... Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I should ask the Marquess about... Can I open this? Mr. Varley's key bears a symbol that matches the one on this door. Okay. Progress. Unsure what type... What? Wait. What? Chest packed tightly with jewelry and other valuables. No doubt Mr. Varley will want to see this. Yeah, I think so. Hey, helps, you know what? I was really keen on figuring out what happened to Miss Dean, but, I took an arrow to the knee, and, like, I have another engagement. I gotta go. I got, like, a thing. I got, like, a meeting later. There's, like, a snowstorm, and I gotta stay in Zagula's hotel for a while, so, like, you're never gonna see me again. What, like, a comical sum of money. I'm, like, for sure saving before I give this to him, just because, like, duh.
May I be of service, ma'am?
Well, it depends. Do you want an incalculable sum of money?
Mr. Varley, it appears you were right about that lost cash.
I kind of figured that was... I mean, can we actually talk about how unbelievably stupid it is that, like, something so simple as checking the alibis of everyone for a very specific period of time is, like, the most difficult thing I've ever conceived of in a video game. Meanwhile, finding, like, an infinite money glitch is just, like, check, like, the 4 doors I don't know how to open in the whole house.
Let's discuss this further in my office.
He looks like he's going to kill me.
I can't believe it. I'd hoped it really existed, of course, but I owe you a great debt, Mr. Ward.
I wouldn't want to put another one on you. I think you've had your fair share. I believe you've been given the blessings of the woman who hid the money too. I think now you just need to put it to good use.
I most certainly will. Thank you, sincerely.
And, Mr. Varley?
Sir?
Never risk another guest's life. Not for any reason. Because I will find out. And I will have this place shut down.
I can't take a threat from Declan Ward seriously.
Understood. Now, if you would excuse me, I have plans to make. Perhaps I best work while the séance happens, to take advantage of the Marquess being distracted. Everything should be in order already anyway.
Declan have a lobotomy at some point? I think it came with the money. Oh, he's gone now. Mr. Varley has received the treasure hidden in the manor's catacombs and may now use it to save the hotel from closure. To be honest with you, I was really hoping that, like, getting him that money would cause, like, all of the staff not to attend, like, simultaneously. Like, you would just call the thing off. Because, like, why are we doing the seance? I wonder if I've gathered enough facts to eliminate any suspects. Hey, Declan Ward, eat farts. Can I approve the poll? I don't know. Can I? What do I need to do? What's the outcome? Is yes? Or am I saying okay? Yes. Prediction. Choose an outcome. Yes. Complete prediction. Complete yes. Okay. So now I talked to the Marquess because I realized I should maybe ask him about Saoirse, and then I'm going into the basement. I assumed that the purpose of this exercise was for someone to basically use mod powers to donate points. I think a logic grid is needed to make sure that the correct input and outcome aren't selected. I'm busy trying to track the house. This is y'all's business, all right? All right. I'm not even sure I can ask this guy about it, but I'm sure gonna try. Hello. Saoirse Murphy. She's been with you long, a few years, but she grew up here. She became a woman here too. I really don't like the way you put that. The less said about that, the better. But that mistake is behind her now, and she's been given a second chance. The good Lord does not grant a third. Surprisingly uninformative, considering. Everyone sucks. I guess I'll ask him about the seance contract. Give my discussion of money at a time like this, but surely Miss Mantovani's talents couldn't have come cheap. No, indeed, for an event so important as this one, I'll have only the best. And the sea ants are important. Have you not figured that out by now? The expense, the people, the distance they have come? It'll be one of the most important nights in history. I give up. I don't care anymore. Yeah, we can agree that there's got to be a better way to say that if it must be said at all, right? For sure. So now I'm going to go to the West Tower. I really don't know how to advance Miss Dean's attendance. The basement is what I'm working on. And the missing person. How do I research the secret of the staff? Is there some obvious... I'd rather research the secret of the ooze, frankly. If it must be said at all is such a good point. I mean, I feel like that speaks for itself, right? Like, I was just like, does she work for you? And he's like, yeah, she had sex once. And it's like, that not remotely what we're doing here, my guy. Like, I don't know what to tell you about that other than like, no. I need not that. I can't say that I know where in the basement do I want to be is maybe a key question. It's suggesting that the boxes haven't moved, which would be weird if true, but possible. So hold on. This is an entrance to the basement. And let's go ahead and do a save. Yeah, so like, I mean, I think part of this exercise that's happening in chat of trying to refund Sarah points. Whoa, hey, this is why we say...
Not supposed to be here. Back the way you
everyone
came,
enjoy
right?
this game over if you haven't seen one already. They're all like this, assuming this works the same as the others.
Of course. I think I got lost is all.
No harm, just be on your way.
Wait, how are they okay with this? It definitely means I have a key I shouldn't possess. Is that truly not a game over? What's interesting is that it gave me like new data. So like, I guess I should not reload the save since that wasn't a lose condition. But if they're both there, then it should be relatively easy to take the other route through. Yeah, I'm legitimately surprised that wasn't an automatic game over. That's really confusing to me. No idea how to get into the stable safe. Don't worry about it. So, like, I'll double check the laundry room, but, like, I really don't think I can do anything there. Nothing here. Like, it just seems insane to me that I found a crib that has the last name of a woman that, like, I know had some sort of, like, untoward encounter on the property, and, like, there seems to be, like, no person I can ask, like, so, like, what happened to the baby, because it feels relevant. Look at coat. So they are there. There are still boxes here. So if they're blocking that location... Oh, I guess, you know what maybe I can do? Maybe I can go through... Can I go through the laundry, perhaps? That might work now. Does it list who you can ask about the baby? Well, no, in the sense that, like... I guess just no. So, like, some things on the screen, it'll be like, you can discuss this with, what's his face? The guy who owns the Blake property. But this one just says nothing. It's merely an observation. So, like, this thing that feels super relevant, and, like, it feels like it definitely contributes to, like, whatever her goal is, which, like, I'm trying to figure out for basically every NPC in this game. Just, as far as the game is letting me know, no one cares. Even though, like, I have had a couple of characters mention it to me, I can't ask any more questions about it because of the weird dialogue tree system in this game. So, what I was going to check was the mystery of the basement. So what did that add? It's not helpful at all. Idiot. So, search the laundry, search the women's dorm. I don't have a key for the women's dorm. I don't know what the symbols mean. The only thing I can do in the basement for now is potentially sidle through the laundry room and access an area I couldn't get to last hour, but I don't think that'll work. Is that key you got for the dorm? No, we learned what that key was for. It was for a cell in the catacombs that had, like, an infinite amount of money in it that we just gave to a guy because we're ridiculously good of heart, I guess. Nope, they can see me from there too, huh?
You're not supposed to be. Of course. No harm.
They really don't care about that at all, huh? That's really funny to me. Like, I would extremely, like, considering some of the game overs and how they feel like they'd be much easier to convince someone had happened as an accident, it's really funny to me that it's like, I'm going in an area that's, like, explicitly for employees only and, like, accessible only via a series of locked doors, and they're like, alright, I guess that's fine. Let's eavesdrop, I guess?
The rest of your images.
Oh, again, my thanks. How can I repay you?
With money. With an infinite amount of money.
Really? There's no need.
When I'm set up, you and your aunt will visit me. Be my first guests.
We wouldn't want to impose.
Stop being so Irish and just say yes. Yes?
I like Miss Barbosa. She's one of my favorites.
We'd be honored.
There you are, love.
I think I have to be honest with you. I don't know if I have any leads right now. Can someone think of something that I can do right now? I love that she, like, hates me, even though, like, I got her, like, basically her own infinite sum of money and huge tracts of land. I don't know, do I just start randomly asking people about Blake? Wish you luck on the expedition to Wawa. Godspeed, Zacula. Go to the basement to find the working piano. I can't... There are no rooms I can go to that have any new information in them as far as I'm aware. The only room that I can currently get into in the basement that I haven't fully explored, to my knowledge, is the laundry room that seems to require some kind of flag in order to do anything with the crib or the chemicals. So I don't think I can do that. I was kind of hoping the key might resolve that in some way, but it doesn't. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? By which I mean, where do I think I would find a key to the women's dormitory?
I have to...
Sure.
Time for the classic adventure game trope of use everything on everything. I'm guessing, Keen, that you haven't seen a lot of this game. Am I correct about that? Because I will now demonstrate to you two problems in doing so, which you probably have no way to know, but I just want to be clear that this is not the game for that, which is one of the things that makes it unique in both a good and a bad way. So we'll start with, I guess we'll start with everything. We'll start with everything. So everything is a list of everything that I could feasibly talk to some number of characters in the house about. Are you ready? Let's begin the scroll. Taking longer than I thought. Okay. So that's problem one. There's like a lot of everything. There's a bunch of it. It constitutes everything. The other thing is, if you take a look at that clock at the top of the screen, every time I ask someone one question or look at one object, 1 minute in-game passes. There's a finite amount of time before the world explodes. So, like, this is not the game for try everything on everything. You have to at least make educated guesses. Which, in some ways, is great, and in some ways is really frustrating. It is basically, like, one of the most unique things about the game, if not the singular most unique thing about it. Because it's, like, definitely adventure game adjacent, but, like, it is sure built for you not to do that, like, in particular. Demolition says, the fight thing you did with the burn was supposed to be done Saturday afternoon. But that's what I'm saying, right? Like, even his dialogue, when you, like, have the eureka moment for the fight, suggests that that should happen, like, really early. But, like, I don't know how a normal person playing this video game does that. Like, that doesn't seem... Like, I can imagine a small percentage of players managing that, but I don't think that an average player of this game is going to accomplish that early on Saturday like they think that it will. This was supposed to be done before the ritual thing. I mean, like, not right before, right? Just, like, before the ritual. Oh, where am I going? There's like, I don't know what to do. Oh, I know what I was going to do. I don't think this will amount to anything, but I was going to check this cart in here to see if it had, like, a secret key on it that, like, would maybe lead to their dormitory. Which it obviously does not. Is there...
Good day.
Hello, sir.
Anything I can ask about Joyce that I don't think I know a lot about her. Steen's invitation I haven't asked about. Oh, wait, let me ask about the Cross of St. Brigid. Your necklace at a distance, I assumed it was a resurrectrix. What is... That's... Okay. But now I see it's a St. Brigid's cross. Yes, sir. All my love to God, Jesus, and Mary. I have a special place in my heart for St. Brigid. Keep her close to me as she protects us, sir, from evil and from fire, too. That did not have the desired effect. Hang on, let me ask about the St. Brigid's Cross that just like exists around the hotel that I'm guessing is you're doing. I've noticed someone's been putting up St. Brigid's crosses around the manor. That'd be myself, sir. You know, they protect against flames, I thought. Well, I thought we could all use some protection, I suppose. Really, grinding my gears here, lady. Oh, you are the only person I haven't asked about Miss Dean's invitation. Run it back. I heard Miss Dean was personally invited to the Sea Ants. She must be very well respected. Goodness, if she were, Marquess Blake never mentioned it. Between you and me, sir, I hope he's ashamed of himself. Can you imagine inviting people into a cult? Yeah, it's 2026, I can imagine.
I'll be off.
God
What is your
bless.
current quest? Well, as you know, that's kind of a difficult question to answer. I'm working on the basement that I don't think I can advance until, like, the next hour? Unless I'm missing something? The missing person that, like, I just don't understand what it wants from me. It says, research the secret of the staff. I guess I could go muck around in the library and hope to get lucky. Or Miss Dean's attendance, which, like, I got nothing, man. I think it wants me to, like, figure out something with the hidden book I found in the garden, and also, like, the mysterious, like, room thing that I couldn't figure out in her room, but, like, I don't know an in-game source that tells me what to do there. I believe your quest is to seek the Holy Grail. My favorite color is blue. I mean green! I wonder if part of the design of this game was explicitly just to be like, we like adventure games, we want to do something a little different, and more than anything, we just want to make sure that you can't grind your inventory against the problem to solve it. Okay, so let's look at... So Ogham isn't useful. Is there anything new? Irish mythology. I'm pretty sure I've looked all of these up already. The Veil, I'm fairly certain I did. I think I had to look up the Milesians and Giants and the Tuatha, the Fate of the Gods, just to, like, work out Guibnu. Right, and that doesn't actually do anything. I wonder what came of all these gods. I'm fairly certain I looked that up, but I'll do it again. The Battle of Tailtiu was a fierce battle fought between the Tuatha De Danann and the Milesians that lasted many days and saw both sides using underhanded tactics. What a funny shorthand. Eventually, after too much loss, a truce was reached, and it was agreed that the land would... Yeah, no, I definitely read this, right? Because it's like, which half of the land do you want? And they were like, above. And they're like, you got us. They picked the top half. True to their word, the gods accepted the deal and moved underground to Tir na Nog, part of the Otherworld, to live with the Fae. So, like, that's not new. You found the basement. Let me know when you're ready to do that. I mean, and I mean no disrespect when I say this, based on what you're looking at, do you know that there is something that I can do right now? Because I have some non-trivial amount of confidence that I'm either missing information, a key, or, like, require them to move or something. There's a book on cleaning products. Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna look at that. I'm gonna see if I can find it in any of the available rooms. And then if I get stuck, then paste that again. Where would I mean, well, okay. Is that in the room I can't go in, is the question. What entrance do I want? West Tower, right? No. The only one I can go in right now is the garden. No, not the garden, the stables. Which is here? I honest to God cannot tell how good I'm doing at this game. Not this one, the actual outdoor stables. I mean, it'd be really funny to post a prediction for will Vasco get a non-exclusively bad ending to this game, but it would need to persist over like 4 more streams minimum, I'm sure. I legitimately find the music down here really unsettling. Didn't I get the key for this? I mean, I guess I just opened it from the inside. It's not like... Oh. It's the piano. I was so focused on what I was doing in here, I ignored an entire piano. That's very on brand. Fine piano that still looks to be working. Wonder if I could try the melody Miss Hisham gave me. If you make... I swear to God. Alright, hold on. So that's B. And this is C. So that's like... right. And that's... it's a line, so that's every... I can only play here? What is that? What note is that? This is so frustrating. I know that when all is said and done, it's just gonna be the Kit Kat jingle, like for sure. So don't I want like an F in a lower key or something? Like I'm absolutely hog turd at music. So like what am I doing here? I suppose I could probably brute force this. But like it is a note that is on a line, it's not between lines, but it's like below the scale. But like doesn't that just mean it's like a lower octave? Like what else would that mean? But I can like only use this portion of the thing. D, E, F. Is it F? How is that C? Am I insane? Isn't this C? How could that be C? That's not what C is. Am I crazy? That shouldn't be C at all. And then I need A. And then I need G, F, E. And then, but like, what's that? If it's like above C, half a step, what is that? What is that? D? Is that how anything works? It's not B, I've already used that. Okay, great. I don't know anything about music, and I'm still pretty sure that's wrong. This is much more than I understand. Like, to be honest with you, I've I've had to do enough of these on stream. How is that the thing that happens when I play the piano? Are you joking me? All right, we have two separate things to touch on. First, like, I've just embarrassed myself enough times on stream that, like, now I've just, like, laser focused in when it, like, forces me to look at music. I just remember face and Every Good Boy Does Fine, and then, like, stare really intently at the screen until chat, like, either, like, tells me what to do or I, like, brute force it. I absolutely don't understand how that one note was C. That doesn't make any sense to me. Second, boy, it sure is good that she found a piece of she figured out that the Kit Kat jingle will make a cursed object appear. That wouldn't have been my guess at all. And it's really convenient that the only playable piano will magically provide that artifact upon whatever. It's mine now. So this is it? The face Miss Hisham was looking for? What was... Huh? Oh my god! Why?
You found it.
Why are you here and how are you here? What... Are you a demon? Like, what the heck?
I know what we discussed, but I have changed my mind.
Oh, that seems bad.
I can destroy it myself. No, I will put it in a museum. Return it home. Does it matter? Just hand it over!
It belongs somewhere other than a museum because it's super cursed. Is she just gonna go? Oh, okay.
Give it to me!
Can I not?
No!
No! I won't have you lost, like so many before you.
Our character is such a wuss. I really hate him. I love... Hold on. Darn it, I couldn't get the... He didn't throw the urn. He just sort of lost his handle on it and dropped it. It's really embarrassing.
I certainly hope so, at least. Goodbye, Wilhelmina Blake.
Wait, why? Hold on. That legitimately doesn't make any sense. Why would the spirit of Wilhelmina Blake be in the urn? Wasn't it cursed before she got it, and that's why she disappeared? Shouldn't there be, like, a cursed Egyptian spirit in the urn? Hasn't anyone seen Yu-Gi-Oh, for God's sake? Also, and just like that, is this how Sex and the City ended? The reboot? Does anyone know? Can anyone confirm? I didn't watch it.
What did I... No, I remember. I'm sorry, Mr. Ward. I don't know. I don't know what possessed me. Or rather, I do.
Ugh, that show barf. Can I correctly deduce that you enjoyed the original Sex and the City, and my impression is that nobody enjoyed the reboot?
But now, I feel as if I can think. For the first time in a long time, my mind is entirely mine.
Secular retorts, no, but this is how the Gilmore Girls revival miniseries ended. What's funny is I know that one's wrong because I watched it. And I think I'm not going to spoil it, but to me, I think it's really funny that that wasn't the ending that the fan base expected. Because even though I don't like it, it's absolutely 100% always what the ending of that miniseries was going to be. Watched it too and it made you cry.
Mr. Ward, thank you.
I didn't hate it. It definitely was flawed. I did think it was like, and this is going to sound like a joke if you haven't seen it, but like it was only like 4 episodes, I think. It's been a while since I watched it. I think it was like 4 episodes, and like basically one entire one of them was just like a filler musical episode, which like feels like an unbelievably hot take on what to do with like 4 extra installments to what had been a much beloved series. Original Sex and the City was okay. Reboot made me incandescent with rage. I hate watched it. I think at least you knew going into it that you were going to hate it from the sounds of it, which seems correct.
Without the cursed base gone, I finally have some peace. Some clarity.
Some
need to
Claritin,
rest.
and then we just like sidle backwards
I've not
into
rested
like
in
a
so long.
pharmaceutical ad.
We'll be skipping this grand seance as a start.
You don't say.
I can see no good to come of it. I will keep away. Perhaps you should too.
Miss Isham has been freed from the curse of her vase. Are we calling it her vase now? I'm almost halfway there. My ridiculously circuitous plot is almost 3/4 completed. Shut up, Ward. That is on. I did miss the piano. My mom was right. Everyone use mom motes in chat to celebrate my mom for being correct about that. Bottle? Nah, bottle is nothing. There's not, like, objects here, huh? Because, like, a while ago, my mom was like, why don't you simply find the piano? And I was like, one doesn't tank cat into Mordor. And it turns out you do. It turns out one simply tank cats into Mordor. Yeah, I think the only interactable stuff is either, like, in the cage, the piano, or, like, the things you trolley around. I guess as I'm a terrible member of the gay community, literally never seen Sex in the City. Is it truly mandatory these days? I feel like if you were already out in the early 2000s, like it was mandatory. Nowadays, I think... I don't think it necessarily aged badly, but I don't think it's like so beloved that it's still required viewing. I could be wrong about that. Book? Hey, wait, didn't I come down the stairs this hour from here and they freaked out about it? But they're not here. How would they have caught me? Wait a minute. I don't think that'll work, but I haven't tried that, have I? Just gonna poke my head around, look for some books, I guess. That's my take, Zacula. In like 2003, like you would have been burned at the stake for not watching Sex and the City as like a member of the gay community. But like now, it's like whatever. I mean, do people even still talk about the L word, which I've seen exactly one episode of? Like it was literally like one of my professors showed it, at least like part of an episode in one of my classes at Emerson, and my takeaway from it is that one of the lesbians in it was wearing my favorite dress shirt. And I was like, should I be embarrassed about that? And the answer is I decided not to be because I wore that shirt until it was no longer wearable. So a lot of the rooms I could go to before, I can't go to now. So I think, unless I'm gonna go try a couple things. First, I have to leave. No, not this one. I need the way I was going. Still kind of hate that that guy's not taking a photo of that one ghost. So where am I now? So what I gotta do... Yeah, I gotta go over here. I don't think this will work, but I might as well try. You know what? Quick save. Quick save appears to just be a fun, distinct save slot. Shh. Okay. So there's like a door next to me that I can't go into because they're in this corridor. And then the laundry, and then whatever's across from the laundry. Okay, so let's go back to the west tower then. Did they like move during this hour? I swear they like blocked two entrances simultaneously in a way that like... Well, no, I guess one of them was laundry, right? I was trying to go through laundry. But like, they're not standing at another entrance. So how did they...
Giraffe.
Flag me before. I don't understand. This game is so weird. It like alternates like absolutely nothing happening and like infinite tedium for long periods, and then like anything happens.
Named for the Falcon.
And I'm just
Let's
like
call him F.
So locked in. So I gotta... What floor am I on? Wait, you're saying I'm still on basement level?
Did someone say birthday?
When Giraffe has Zacula destitute. I'm sorry, man, but hey.
Ole!
I feel like the randomizer is biased against the string version of the birthday song. Alright, so all of that is in the east. That's my problem. So then... let's go this way. For all the effort you put into the stream. I mean... I appreciate the appreciation. I'm not sure what in particular... Just the fact that there are a plethora of ways to waste your channel points, your hard-earned watch money. Well, in that case, you're welcome. It's the hope that it's enough for people to feel invested, and everyone has spent all of their points. So... how did I trigger like a... whatever. That's fine. We'll ignore it. Can I feed water and stretch next? I forget if you can turn those off. I don't know if I just never bothered to. Is that a weeping angel? It'd probably have been sent like 80 years in the past if that were true, right? Whoa, wait, wasn't that one open before? What the heck? What happened in here? Hey guys? I think we found another cursed object. Oh god, that one should make some ghost emote really big. I didn't see that before.
Babe?
That's a good use of babe. So it doesn't seem like there's anything to do in that room. And we ruled out the manager's quarters, didn't we? This was like a boring part of a trilogy. I looked at all his shelf books. Like, I am pretty sure that there's nothing else. It seems a shame that the manager has this cot to live on. So I guess this, for the first time in years, I have fewer doubloons than I have actual money in my bank account. I could try and think about that. I feel like I don't want to do that math for perhaps more reasons than one reason. I'm in love with you. I really don't think there's anything else in this room of value that I haven't already done. Save. Demolition, thank you for the bits, and also I feel confident that is not true. No, wait a minute. That you have fewer doubloons? No, I'm wrong. That's 100. That's gotta be correct. It says I also have few doubloons in the bank. I think I'm getting concerned. Like, that sounds like it should be fine, but I'm still worried somehow. Okay, what about this cursed room? Open cupboard? I can't. The china cabinet does not seem relevant. Hearth? No, this isn't the same trolley. It's just the same asset. Mostly cookery books, but there's a couple on horse care. Did I look at the clipboard? What's from Miss Joyce on what's in the pantry and what needs to be used up by the end of the month? What fact about Miss Joyce does that tell me, pray tell? Oh, that she's literate. Fair, I guess. Fair. Already looked at the notice board. Stupid piano. Devotional. Devotional of the Virgin Mary. I suppose most of the staff are Catholic. Newspaper. I'm sorry, is that an interactable breakfast? Someone will want to get back to this. I should get what I need and get out of here as soon as I can. That's not how time works in this game, friend. This is the China Cabinet does not seem relevant. Ron Howard, Arrested Development voice. The China Cabinet was very relevant. Sure. Let's not interfere with this one. Well, now who looks ridiculous, Zacula? How about this one? Oh, this one could spell disaster. I dare say that my instinct was correct outside of the piano, about which I was indisputably wrong. But I don't think I can go anywhere that would advance anything in the basement. I'm not saying that there's not more to do in the basement. What I'm saying is I don't have access to any additional room that could advance anything in the basement. Either I need them to leave or I need a key for that room. And I think that's it. I think that's all the TV there is. And I don't, you know what, I'm going to go back to Evelyn Dean's room. I don't think I can do anything there, but I also didn't think there was a wanted poster for Miss Barbosa. It's a cabinet or a hutch? I mean, fair question. I don't think I know how to define a hutch, but I think you're probably right in that it seems more like a hutch than a cabinet. Do you want to know where in the... What I want you to tell me is it a room that I can go into right now? That's the answer I want. And I don't want you to guess, because you know what rooms I can go into. Go in here. I think there's no one in here, right? Unsure starts with K. Well, I'll tell you, I can't get into any room in the basement with a K, and you know that. You know where I can go. You've been here the whole time. Ah, jump scare. Hi, hello.
Mr. Ward.
Oh yeah, I can ask this guy like a bunch of questions. How come you don't remember your wife? Your wife, would you have a picture I could see? Declan Ward is a madman. I feel like he needs to be committed when this game is over. Those are in my room. I'll remember to take one when I'm next there to show you later on. A normal interaction between actual physical human beings. Tell me about your sleeping pill addiction. Mind, I just can't sleep well here. I hope you are farting better. No problem with that. Well, I have pills that help with that sort of thing. I'd wager I could fall asleep on a battlefield once I've taken them. Nothing, not even dreams get through. Or at least I certainly don't recall anything. That's actually kind of interesting. A painting of Evelyn Dean. This is a fine location, is it not? I only wish I knew how to capture it. Do you paint Evelyn Dean, sir? In fact, I do. It helps keep my hand steady, which is useful for work. Have you painted much while here? Not as much as I'd hoped. There is so much happening that I'm not left with the energy. What have you painted? A landscape? I couldn't say because it's sketchy. That work is done in confidence. A commission? Something of the sort, but I couldn't say more. It wouldn't be gentlemanly. The game has ominously gotten hung up at this point in the conversation, and I can't advance the dialogue for some reason. Sarah says, I take too many sleeping pills to paint. Common problem, really. Let's ask this guy about his will. The young master, Walter Blake. Do you know much of him? Not a whole lot. He was in a carriage accident some years back. He was on his way to see the boats, God bless him. The one his mother died in. I gather it left the boy scarred, mentally and physically. He doesn't come out when the hotel has guests. I relate to him in a way. I lost my mother when I was young too, so at least he's not entirely alone. Couldn't be too lonely, I suppose, in a large house surrounded by staff. Talk to Master Blake? How do you expect me to do that, video game? Are you taking an excessive amount of sleeping pills? Well, that's technically some amount of progress, but also eat farts. Okay, what do we know about Blake? He's younger than 10. He can see everything. Gretchen can go anywhere, except that he was wounded in an accident. What does his grid look like? The mysterious figure in the window. When did that... How would I go to there? I want to go to there. How would I do it? Going back to the house, I saw someone watching me from a window in the Blake private residence. I vaguely remember that, but I have no earthly idea how I would do anything about it. So, mysteries. Basement is not advanceable. Research the secret of this. I guess I'm going back to the library? I mean, like, what else am I gonna do? I guess I could go to Evelyn Dean. Gang, do you want to go to Evelyn Dean's room or the library? Were all these plants here before? Library. Alright, fine. Library does seem like it is slightly more likely to trigger something, but like marginally. Like the percent chance one has to get a tamale out of the name generator. Psycho says, if we go to the library, I will throw a tantrum. I think you're outvoted. I think you're gonna go bananas, my friend. Let's not forget that the library is home to your favorite instrument, the cello. Wait, Sarah says, how would I paint in my sleep if I pills? How sleep could I, Evelyn, if paint do I pills? I'm trying to remember. Was that Kierkegaard? I guess this is me being outvoted going to become channel lore. Unclear. I think Critwitch is trying to abstain. How are you doing, Critwitch? Give me an emote to tell me how you're doing mentally. Look up. Mystics? Good night, Keen. Thanks. I will need that good luck finding the thing, whatever that is. Certain people predisposed to sensing and invoking the ebb and flow of spiritual world of denizens. They are called mystics. They sense the supernatural. They're super cool. They provide means of communications between the supernatural. Only achieved by evoking trance, spell, prayer, ritual, letting either spirit, higher power, denizen from another world to speak through them. Not helpful. Motion says, get a tamale out of a name generator. Is my Mexicali techno mariachi band who focuses solely on new wave reinterpretations of 1950s comedy television series reinterpretations. Do you really love Lamp, or are you just saying that? Okay, hold on. Update from Sarah. Pills, paint, sleep, pop, sleepers, peeping, pilt, slippers, pains, pilled, PP, slip pills. Right? And then what? Sweetening washerwoman. I don't remember what the Fear Gordita crunch is, but I don't think it's relevant to the staff. Anything I want to look up. This is the same thing as the book, my guy. Why are there time costs reassociated with things that I know I looked up? Paint, sleeping pills, pill, paint, 5 exclamation marks. All right, you have a good sleep then, Sarah. I hope you don't die or anything. Hope you're okay. I forget why vampires is like even a thing I can look up. I think someone just like offhandedly said the word vampires. I was like, I'll read a book about that. Oh, I swear to God, nothing in this library is just like weird Irish staffs for weird Irish druids. Certainly not Egyptology, huh? I see a zombie priest. I haven't talked to him in a minute, but I don't think he could tell. You know what? Let's look up dreams. It has no time cost. Dreams are part of the sleep experience and act as a way to process one's experiences of that day. They're often abstract and sometimes surreal and range from pleasant to frightening. Psychologists and scientists are still trying to understand the true nature and depth of the subject, but as with any mystery, it has drawn its fair share of enthusiasts who find meanings in the symbolism involved. Since dreams are mercurial and often soon forgotten after sleep, many people turn to lucid dreaming to better control and recall. Dude, I already did lucid dreaming. Shut up about it. I had a weird dream last night where I went to visit a friend of mine from high school, and then we went like down the stairs into his basement, and then we were in like an underground cafe in Italy for some reason, and then like I had to go to an airport to get home, so I guess the magical Italy staircase only went one way. And then when I was in the airport, I saw someone was like projecting like some sort of Winnie the Pooh movie where like all of the scenes had product placement added to them, and I was really upset about it. And then I woke up for the day. So there's dreams for you. I'm not even like reading this because I literally already did the lucid dream. I just wasn't sure if that was going to open up some kind of like chain of events or something. No, I'm in the same bookcase. What am I doing? Sago says, dreams are part of the sleeping experience. I think I've actually grown to hate this game and everyone who was involved in its creation. You didn't find that, like, critical and illuminating? Illuminating? Is that a word? It'd be really funny if... You know what? Let's look up laudanum. Quite the miraculous tincture and can treat any number of ills. Used to treat all manner of ailments. That's like the same sentence twice in a row, gang. From teething trouble to post-operative pain, coughs, infections of the chest, conditions of the heart, stomach trouble, female disorders, insomnia, to name a few, seems to have no end of uses. Formulated from 1 part powdered opium to 9 parts alcohol, made available in pre-mixed... Is that really the mixture? God, that's a nightmare. It is an invaluable addition to one's home arsenal. Thanks for that. Female disorders. Yeah, who knew that it was all grouped under one thing and it was all treated by, like, opium and alcohol at the same time? I looked up folk healing. Many accomplished modern doctors and physicians have been born I really want that sentence to end at born. Many accomplished modern doctors and physicians have been born, raised and trained in Ireland, and thus there is no shortage of such doctors here. Ireland is home to a parallel discipline known as folk healing. That is a tradition of treating ailments common and uncommon, including female disorders, with hedge magic, from the tangible, such as herbs and tinctures, to the intangible and somewhat fantastical, often the creation or application of charms and rites. While there is a belief that such ability is available to anyone, particular prowess is noted amongst a community. Hard stop, and often leads to 1 or 2 people being noted authorities on the practice within their communities. I do not know how to research this staff. This game is extremely bad about signaling, like, the next thing to do. Like, I say this about, like, quote-unquote, like, real adventure games, too. But, like, I feel like this game legitimately suffers from a lack of Declan Ward, like, mattering at all to the plot. Like, it feels like what he brings to the table as a character, I think, should be, like, the insight that gets us from the matters of interest that we learn from, like, talking to people and reading books and stuff that bridge us over to the next thing we need to do to advance the plot. Like, I think maybe is, like, the key thing that we're missing here is just that, like, I don't think I should have to do, like, 100% of the work for every single conclusion. I think when I, like, solve the mystery of what the staff says, Declan Ward should give me, like, some kind of indication as to, like, what to do with that, because the game doesn't keep happening otherwise. I'm literally too broke for a yikes forever. You know what? This one's on me, gang.
Yikes forever.
And while I'm in the soundboard,
I might get wet down there.
And one of these for the road.
I do not understand how being in a bathroom with 2 strangers is helping.
But I, for one, am excited to find out. Declan Ward isn't capable of that on account of the lobotoming. See, I know you're not wrong about that.
Daddy does not approve!
And a variant of laudanum called Dilaudid is still prescribed in hospitals for various pain issues. Like female disorders? That sounds awful and barbaric. What's going on here? Did I look up? I mean, I know I looked up Ogham carvings. I looked up a bunch of these. I remember looking up the Great Freeze, which incidentally I think is also this weekend. Did I look up keening? Keening or lamenting over the dead is an ancient custom practiced in Ireland with origins tracing back to Eastern nations. The Irish word for keening, seen, which is confusing because it is an Irish tradition called keening, and thus the word presumably would be keening, Closely resembles the Hebrew Sina, or China, or Huna, or China, I don't know, both meaning lamentation or weeping with clapping of hands. Not clasping, clapping of hands. Traditionally, Irish bards led the funeral songs that address the deceased's genealogy, rank, possessions, virtues, and it sounds like they are building a D&D character sheet. Is that what keening is? Over time, hired mourners, often women, took over until they had female disorders. Till about the middle of the last century, the custom was very generally adhered to in Ireland, as well as in families of the highest condition, as among those of lower orders. I'll admit I zoned out in that sentence. At the middle of the last century, the custom was very generally adhered to in Ireland, as well as in families of the high... No, that is just a weird sentence. That's why it doesn't read well. Of late years, the custom has fallen greatly into disuse and is now of rare occurrence except in some very old families and among the peasantry, and has become a more wordless, mournful cry, like when Klingons die. You need to stop saying female orders expeditiously. I read it in a medical book, Zacula. It's science. Let's look up Mary Blake. After her marriage to Jonathan Blake, the Marquess of Doon, in 1881, she gained the title of Marchioness. Marchioness Blake established the Blake Foundation in 1890. Through the foundation, the Marchioness constructed and founded several orphanages, ragged schools, and widows' almshouses, which all sound very Dickensian, in impoverished rural towns and villages across Connacht. The Marchioness committed much of the Blake fortune to the foundation and organized fundraising events across Ireland and Great Britain. She spent her free time teaching English in one of the foundation's local schools and privately funded the university education of over 40 pupils, which is 20 people if you're keeping track, because each person has 2 pupils. Marchioness Blake took up a position of philanthropist and charity worker, acting as a pillar of her community and the very image of a God-fearing woman until her death in 1894. I don't think I need to care about Wilhelmina Blake anymore, because apparently I broke her evil pot house. Is it not weird for the guy who owns the manor to keep books about himself in his own library? I mean, I think it's not entirely abnormal for someone to keep sort of genealogical records. I know this isn't quite that, but like, I don't think this is like so far out of left field that like this seems weird. I also kind of feel like that's like an Irish thing to do. I don't know if like only the Irish would do it, but like I feel like Irish care about heritage in a way that this doesn't seem that weird to me. Also keep in mind that it's 1897. Likes to read about himself when he's feeling down. Boy, that's funny. I'm exactly the opposite. Alright, I don't think there's... Wait, what is this? Oh, I spawned a lucid dreaming book. Alright, I don't care about that even a little bit. Not 1 ounce. Zacko says, I mean, if I went into your house and you had a copy of your biography on your bookshelf, I'd be like, man, Vasco is a bit full of himself. Yeah, but if you watch like 10 trillion hours of me playing the Séance of Blake Manor, you would know that nobody dislikes me more than I do. So I feel like that's on you to have misassessed that. Oh, brother, I guess I'm going to Evelyn Dean's room. And then, like, I think I'm at a point where, like, I just actively don't know how to progress the game, like, at all. Oh yeah, I've known that for a long time, which would make seeing a copy of your biography in your house extra weird. Yeah, no, like, that's... You know, sometimes people joke on social media of, like, this is a thing that I would say and people who know me would understand I was in danger. Like, I feel like it's in that ballpark, right? Why would I check Evelyn Dean's room for her being in there before going in? Why would I do it? I not looked at that before? I feel like I legitimately think that there's like a thing in this game where like there's some like oversights in the code that cause certain flags to become undone. I like the mysterious Evelyn Dean's bedroom song. At the very least, I suppose there's a slim chance I could brute force this, like the time I magically figured out that the umbrella sigil unlocked that lady's box full of money that I decided I shouldn't take until I was given it. At the same time, I truly don't know. Let me check something really quick. 2, 3, and then space down. Basement opportunities. Oh, apparently I can ask Miss Hisham what she will do now that she is not... I can apparently also ask... Why can I never remember this title anymore? I've said it too many times. I can ask Lord Hyde Salmon Mac about his son being a recluse? That feels weird. Man, I think I hate the observation section of the inventory. Okay, no, I had a purpose for going in here. I need to look at this. If I fudge this a little bit, does that work? I don't think it does, right? 9 in the middle and then a point on each side? Maybe. Let me try something. I'm not sure I'll get this right. Not there. No, I need to look at it again. I got distracted trying to like visualize how I would slot that over the other thing. So they're not lined up quite correctly, but maybe I could use open on this? So 9 dots in the middle, 1 angle, so it's like... Probably want to do... In theory, that's not that hard. I wish I could like take a page from my copybook and like look at the sigil I'm trying to do. So I want to do diamond outside and then straight through the middle and then diamond inside and then box. No, because there's no northern point, right? That's the problem. That doesn't work. This doesn't work. I don't know how I'm supposed to advance this. I don't. I feel like I should. That doesn't mean that I actually should. But we're at a point in the game where like I feel like that should be possible. Yeah, I agree with you, Zagala. Like, it seems weird that it's not at least an option for him to take the like staggeringly huge sum of money and just leave. Because like the whole point, like, I know when we first get here, he just, like, expositions that there's, like, some weird connection with his brother or whatever, right? But, like, as far as we're really aware as, like, the player of this game, like, the reason we came here is because some dude paid us, like, 200 pounds. And, like, we found a box of, like, infinitely more than that much money, I think. So I've literally asked every possible person about this magical book. I already sort of knew what the sigils did, so that can't be the thing it wants me to decipher. That doesn't make any logical sense. It does want me to decipher this piece of paper I don't understand at all and have no leads on how to do. And then what is this over here that looks kind of open-ended? Under hidden notes, I found some evidence likely stashed by Miss Dean that indicated her reason for being here. She must not have wanted others to find them. I should search Blake Manor for whatever else she may have hidden away in secret. But how would I know what that looks like? Are we just saying... Because I think it's referring to her invitation, which I found in Event, that I needed a screwdriver to open. Should I then just look for every place that has Event? I don't know where those are. That seems like an insane person's way of going about looking for evidence of a lady who went missing. Genuinely don't know if I never knew of the brother connection or if I'd forgotten it. It's mentioned... Once at the start of the game, there's an option like during one meal to bring it up, and I didn't do that. It's alluded to in the like drug-addled catacomb kidnapping chase scene. I think there might be like one other time it's come up. So like, yeah, it doesn't seem that important if I can extrapolate on your behalf. I can't even open these other ones, right? Like, all I can do is listen, which is weird. I genuinely, like, hate to say this. Like, we're like 1 trillion hours into this game. I don't know what to do. I don't feel like I know anything to do that's useful. Bet if I like spend a lot of time looking at my notes. I'm gonna go to the catacombs and talk to the creepy old priest. I don't actually think anything has changed there, but like I know a little bit more about Miss Murphy, so like maybe something changed there. I think it's legitimately possible that, like, I can't advance the game until 3 p.m., but I don't know. Zakula observes, it's weird because earlier on you didn't know what to do because you had no information, but now you have so much information and you don't know what to do. Yes. That is the thing that's frustrating, I guess. Is that, like... There are a lot of things that I understand, and it feels, this may not be entirely correct, but it feels like it's largely a question of, like, the mechanics of the game that make it so, like, I can't advance some of those things. Hey, buddy.
Yes, much.
Pretty sure I already asked him about what's-her-face. God, I've asked him 1,000 questions about this lady, and I still cannot get either one of them to interact with the other one. And it's making me really mad. I can't ask Seamus anything, because he's busy, like, ruining the basement. I guess I can ask both of the ladies in the ballroom about the letter to the manager. I'm still not really sure what... Maybe that actually has... Actually, no, that does have something to do with the baby, right? I think?
Well,
I think it does. Let me ask those ladies about that. They're not even that far away. I wouldn't go so far as to say that, like, learning information so rarely helps in this game about information. It's more that the game gets kind of finicky and hung up at times about what information is actually, like, actionable in a way that is definitely frustrating. I'm going to ask you about everything. By which I mean the letter to the manager. Is it true Mr. Varley's been in talks with the local bishop about a child who... No! Miss, I said it wasn't. Whatever you heard, forget it right now. Or, Miss Saoirse, you're acting weird. I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me. It's okay. Not another word of apology. I'm not sorry for bringing it up. Please do something. Please, like, advance the plot. Sure. I'll ask about the written complaint that I legitimately don't even, like, know what it is. Megan says, I get it's absolutely not the vision that the developers had in mind clearly, but this game would benefit so much from being more linear. No, like, I fully agree with you. Like, not even, like, this game doesn't need to be linear to make sense or to be good. But I do think that linear is something of, like, a spectrum. And I do think that based on the scope of the amount of information they wanted to include in this game, I think that this game would benefit from being more linear. Do I think you could make a game like this that is as, like, broadly open-ended as this and have it be good and be successful? I think so. I'm not totally certain of that, but I feel reasonably confident that you could. But I think that this game is trying to do too many things to leave it as open-ended as it is, and include that time limit so you can't just try everything. But also, even then, you would spend so much time rubbing every, like, conversation topic in the everything tab against everyone, and it would be, like, extremely insufferable. I guess I should ask the staff about Mary Blake, too? And I should probably ask her about Evelyn. Yeah, let's ask Mary a bunch of questions. I keep wanting to call her Mary. Her name is Saoirse. What do you think of Miss Dean? It's like she sees the world in a whole new way to us. Like it's made of these threads we'd never see, but she can. Magic just flows to her. She weaves it like it's nothing more than wool around her. That's what I've heard. Truth be told, I haven't seen her in a while. Think something happened to her? Of course not. Nothing could get Miss Dean. More like she got sick of... Never mind. You sound quite familiar. Have you met her before? No, we got to talking is all. She's good like that. Doesn't look down on the staff. Written complaint. Maybe there's been complaints about Mrs. Joyce's conduct. Really? She doesn't deserve it, sir. That breaks my heart. You won't tell her, will you? All that kindness to be treated so poorly. He says, definitely not answering that question in the affirmative for various reasons. I don't think I've talked to her about that, to be honest. Have I? Can I confirm that? Oh, I can't. That's weird. Let's ask about Mary Blake. It says, I'm genuinely confused by how the expected playtime of the game is 20 hours. Because it's like, are you playing it wrong? But I genuinely don't see how that could be. I mean, you and me both. Like, I can imagine a world in which I'm playing it wrong. But I can't imagine a world in which I'm playing the game, like, drastically wrong. But also that there's, like, an obvious, like, streamlined way to get through to the end of this game that isn't just, like, speedrunning any percent to a bad end. Like, I can absolutely imagine, like, a gameplay loop where you just, like, get bored of talking to every character, turn every, like, hourglass, and then just show up at the seance and the ghosts eat your face or whatever. But, like, having, like, an actual gameplay experience that's in, like, 20 hours? Like, I don't think that's possible. Remember what the lady of the house was like before? You didn't speak much, sir. Socially, I mean. She was kind to her boy and made the Marquess happy. Let's ask about you. Not sure if I have much interesting to say, sir. Just the cook again. I should like to hear more about this cook, miss, if you're alright with that. Well, a little skittish, though Mrs. Joyce says not to point it out, or I'll be easy pickings. It's only been this bad since, Oh, and I'm too curious for my own good. Miss Joyce said that, too. Sorry, sir, this is why I usually stop at cook. Like he says, and I get that streaming it is going to add to runtime, but not that much. Yeah, I mean, I think if we like exclude the start and end of stream chatting, I think 3 hours is about the average for one of these sessions. We're on what, 8? So like, it's like a Earth day of playing this game, basically.
I'll leave you.
Oh.
And that's being a little on the conservative side, I think. Did I already ask you about... Well, let me ask about Mary Blake. God rest her soul, she was a good woman, Mr. Ward. Gone from us too soon. The Marquess hasn't been the same since her passing. He idolized that woman. And poor young Walter. Tell the world about the Walter. Can I not? Oh, no, there it is. This portrait is creepy. Am I correct in thinking that the Marquess has a son? Yes, but he's a quiet boy. He keeps to his room when there's guests in the manor. How did I get a new fact from that? He said, didn't I just hear someone say that earlier? But that way been that way since the accident. Probably the same as before, but that was a little while back and he was younger then. I assume he was hiding then too, just in his mother's petticoat. I really don't recall. He missed her something awful, the poor lad. He's a sweet boy. Sometimes you forget he's the young master and not family of your own. Tell me about you, because I don't know your life story either. Don't know what to say, sir. Came here not that long after it opened as a hotel. My dear husband passed away some time ago, and the good Lord never saw fit to grace us with children. So, most of my life's in this place. Got a roof over my head, a warm bed in the women's dormitory, and food in my belly. Be doing a lot worse for myself, I'd say. She sounds like she lived through the recent history. Hey, tell me about the goddess Brid. Dear Saint Brigid, sir, may she bless us. You know, I think she's always been there for me. I never feel more at peace than when I feel near her. Please just, like, acknowledge that you're the person I need for the voodoo ritual, which will make you deeply unhappy. Sacula says, the boy you haven't seen your entire stay here is shy. New fact unlearned. I hate this. I can't fault you for that one. The game does do those sorts of things with some regularity, to be honest with you.
I'll be off.
God bless.
Let me look at... Where is he? There he is. Last one. He stays in his room when the manor has get... Like, someone literally already said that to me. That's clearly not a new fact. Do you think that the child is, like, being manipulated by a spirit or, like, possessed by a spirit or something? Imagine an actual conversation flowing like this. Hey, what about that kid, huh? Anyways, tell me about the goddess Brid. And yeah, like, she doesn't care at all. She's like, that's super normal. That seems like a really normal conversation to have. It's gotta be something I can do to advance the story of this lady. It feels really important.
Sir?
This actually feels like another one of those, like, really maddening things that, like, only this game does. Where, like, I clearly know that this woman, like, had a child out of wedlock, and it's really traumatic, and it was a bad time. And, like, for some reason, like, I just, like, the game refuses to let me, like, actually, like, ask anyone about that. Investigate Miss Murphy's quarters. Well, I would love to do that, but I would need a key that I don't have. So I guess the game just, like, won't let me advance that until I get the key, huh? But the question is, like, where would I get that key? This does not feel like a thing I can, like, deterministically deduce. It's not like there's a bunch of key... Like, I have one key memo. I think the only thing that I haven't found from that memo is the key that is in the stables, which would require me to open a safe that I don't know how to open. Where's the key one? This one. A note on the master keys. I have the atrium key. I have the southwest key. Yeah, I have the southwest key. I'm missing the southeast key and the northwest key. Do I have the southeast? No, wait, do I have the southeast key? No, right? I have northeast, southeast, southwest. I don't have northwest. What's the other one? Also makes me mad that I can't just, like, have an obvious brain blast about what the like, I don't need to know where the combination goes, but, like, I feel like I should be able to, like, assemble this into one combination for sure. Like it says, if the game is going to be this open, it has to account for the player learning information before you want them to. No, I agree. I agree. Listen, Zach, I want to be clear about something. At this point, I know that you hate this game, and I know that there are people who are invested in this game, and I'm, like, a little bit in the middle. Like, what I want is a full experience from this game. And when that's over, I might hate this game. But you know that I am on your side when it comes to, like, this airing of grievances of, like, I don't think anything that you're saying is wrong, or even, like, remotely off base. And I definitely think this game has flaws, even if I come away from this thinking that, like, it's a good game. But, like, at the core of it, I understand, like, having a flag system in place for a game like this that sort of, like, gates off progress to certain things. I really don't think it is effective at what I believe that it is trying to do. I think it gates some things too hard and gates a few things, like, not hard enough, probably. Oh, yeah. I mean, like, for me, I tend to get more upset at a game when it's close to being good. Like, if a game is just awful, like, I'll get, like, intensely mad at it for a short amount of time and then just immediately stop playing. If I complain about a game a lot, it's because I think that there's something good in it, and I want it to be good, and I want to give it a chance, and often it still disappoints. Like, I played an awful lot of Raincoat, and that game isn't good. But it could have been good. Like, I think the thing that it does with the first case is really funny and interesting. And it really didn't capitalize on that in, like, a meaningful way. I mean, the problem is that, like, I simply need keys that I don't have. I think it may literally be the case that I can't do anything before 3. Biomutant is your example of this. Fun concept, cool ideas. When you get down to playing it, you can tell huge game was made by 20 people. I think I've heard of Biomutant. I don't think I've played it. Should stop soon, but it's like a really bad place to stop because I have, like, no aim whatsoever. That's just like a bad place to start the stream. Hey, Demolition, I want to ask you a question if you're here. You had insinuated that... I think that was just the gate closing behind me, but I'm not familiar with that noise. You had insinuated that the way to open the stable safe was in the stable. What percentage of confidence do you have that that is true? Are you having another conversation I can eavesdrop?
Here.
80%.
The rest of your...
Oh, again. When I'm set
Did
up,
I lose this in the save scum?
Stop being so Irish.
I must have lost this in the save scum. Or another, like, flag didn't work. Look at the horse.
There you are, love.
You want to know where? It's a very angular horse. Strikes me as kind of an angry horse. Weird that I can just walk through the wheel. Weird lighting artifact on that that makes it seem spooky or important, but I don't believe that it is. It's just part of the bucket. That's not anything. Is it written on the safe? That'd be funny. I guess it says I've ridden a horse 3 times in my life and hated every second of it. That's another thing that does not seem for me, I'll say that. Emotion says that there should be a column where the combination is like faintly visible or something. I don't know where that would be. Okay, in the thing you're looking at, Demolition, what does it say should indicate that? Does it say something about someone telling you this? Like, how, like... $26.14.30. Someone keep track of that. 26.13. 26.14.32. 26. 26. God, that's America. Hate that it does it backwards. 26. $14. The groundsman's key may unlock some of the guest rooms. Strange materials. What is this? Twigs and horsehair? What is this? A ritual for ants? Covered in soot for some reason. Same materials used to craft the charm in Miss Dean's fireplace. But what does it do, and why would Mr. Hunter have placed it there? The map even. So like, can we, I think this is probably a good place to see. Demolition, does the, hold on. Okay. Does the thing that you're looking at, indicate in a clear fashion if that's like mandatory for whatever it is I'm trying to do. Because like that's not legit. Like if you need that, key and there is nothing in the game other than like staring at the back corner of a room above eye level and just assuming that someone etched that into the wood or something, that like there's no shot you can expect people that, like, are you kidding? Like that's not, there's no way. When I finish this game, I'm gonna be really interested to do some research on it. Like there are just some things that I want to know that are not obvious, and I don't know what kind of resource I'm gonna need to like learn about this game. But like, even if I come away from this game like being really mad about it, like it's so different that like even if it's just out of spite, like there's just more that I want to know. I know where the next basement clue is. Demolition. I can practically promise you that we cannot do that right now. I'm not saying that I cannot do it, but it cannot be done until those yokels move out of the corner of the basement they're in now. Like, I like think it's just in that one weird corner that requires the East Tower descent that I like didn't do last hour that like maybe I could have done. I can't at this point remember where they were. But like those clowns gotta skedaddle. Like they cannot be standing where they're doing for me to do whatever you think I can do. You literally said it's in a room whose name starts with K. If you look at the map, I have no ability to go into any, like, all the rooms that are accounted for do not start with a K, so that ain't it. But yeah, I mean, like we were discussing, Zacula and I, everyone else has succumbed to the sleeping pills. We got a very late blizzard. What blizzard is it? And don't tell me it's the outside coming in through your window, because that's not a fun surprise, Cotillion. But like I think this game is close, you know? I think it's like close to something good. And like I'm so interested to see where it ends up. I think with some unfortunate like nudging from the walkthrough that I genuinely think we're reaching a point that like without the walkthrough we would have been like hard stopped, which is not correct. Like a game like this, like that cannot be true. Mint Oreo is a good one. I only tried that for like the first time like a month ago or something, and it's good. Did we beat the game? No, we for sure didn't beat the game. I think Demolition really wants me to sequence break something, but like that's not possible. What we're gonna do next Friday is we're gonna go use this key that we got from a walkthrough and like examine a room and like burn 12 minutes, and then it's gonna be 3 p.m. and then I don't know, maybe there will be new people to talk to, but at the very least I'll have another shot at going into the basement and hopefully examining that room and progressing the laundry situation and maybe getting a key for the women's dorm or something. But like at least we have a game plan. Can someone spare a giraffe for a poor bugger? I'm just kidding, I gotcha. I thought that'd be a funny thing to do.
Giraffe.
What else we got? You want a They should make a scrawl of Blake Manor, you know?
Not sure what blowing on that will achieve.
I do not understand how being in a bathroom with two strangers is helping.
It's really good. That's like an all-time brilliant line of video game dialogue. I'll say this. I genuinely maintain that I feel like there have been enough good moments from this gameplay, from this playthrough, that like I think this game has been worth the experience of playing it. What's the two strangers bathroom line? It's the Séance of Blake Manor. It's literally this game that we've been playing. It was last Saturday. It was like a week ago. I like wandered into the women's bathroom on the second floor, and I like found a rune there I wasn't expecting, and I messed with it, and I found that like someone was like planning a ritual in the women's bathroom, and then like I accidentally like figured out who it was and how to advance it. So like me, Darcy, and Barbosa went into the bathroom together, and Barbosa says, "I'm not sure what going into a bathroom with two strangers will accomplish, but I'm excited to find out," or something. Whatever the exact line is, but like it's just like it's staggering that that is delivered with like no sense of awareness or irony. Well, I hope continue to enjoy the mint Oreo blizzard, and I'll catch up on those messages that I think you were sending when I started the stream. And I have a room full of plush friends. They're soft and wonderful to behold. Somewhere amongst them, I've hidden some number of Squirtles, similar to one of our most recent emote acquisitions. If you're able to find a Squirtle this way, it will be an omen of good luck for you in the coming days. See if you can find one. It's got to be easier than finding a combination for that safe. It sucks. Behind a brown circle. That's one way to put it. Good night, for Twitch. Let me know if you have a guess before you go. So we guess some plush friends then? Ah, good. Sarah doesn't seem to have died from all those painting pills. Do you have a guess, Sarah? I feel like you must. Give it just a moment. We'll wrap up before 1 a.m. Coughing. Love to see it. Okay. Let's take a look. Love the Teddy lineup. I'm glad you like it. Say after. Oh, of course. Okay, gotcha. So, let's see. We had multiple guesses for Santa Pikachu. No Squirtle this time, but I don't think I've had a good chance to show off this special Valentine's Day whale with her heart glasses. Her name is Val, and I love her. Our brown circle, also known as Brown Bear or Brown. No Squirtle, but a different Pokemon, Gengar. Gonna sit you down here. Behind our box, another Pokemon, Secret Eevee. Neko had previously guessed behind Snoopy, who has our very rotund, tiny haunted house. And behind Coughing is one of the very elusive Squirtles. Did you not see in the house, Sarah? It's extremely good. I only got her like really close to Halloween, but like she's so good. She's also got what she got on the bed. She got bats, and she has a She's got a chimney. She's got a chimney that reaches all the way to the sky. If you know what I'm saying. The fellas know. One correct guess. I know. I'm gonna be honest. I thought I made this really easy, and I was really shocked at those guesses. The theme was purple. See, what I did here is I put a bunch of bears out, and I put a bunch of purple out, and there's a couple of bears that are purple, and I was like, someone's gonna guess a purple bear because it seems like a shoo-in, and here we are. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. I appreciate it. What does that even mean? The fellas know what? The chimney that goes all the way to the sky. The fellas know. Ask the fellas, they know. Does it mean that all of that luck is in one Squirtle? I don't know. Only the Squirtles know that, to be sure. But thanks everyone for watching. I hope you are continuing to enjoy the Séance of Blake Manor. It is a truly individual video game stream experience. There has been none games like it, and there may be none games like it ever again. Left beef. But we'll be back next Friday using our illicitly obtained key to break into more rooms and look at more shoes. Maybe we'll make progress. Maybe I will lose my mind. Maybe both. Unclear. But I hope you all endure the snowpocalypse in all of its various forms. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being you. And I hope to see you again soon. Until I do, take care of yourselves. And remember that you are clawsome.